most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Show of hands if you're happy today. Now, I can't see your hands in the chat, but I guarantee your hands are up because today, the NFL is back. Welcome into the Braylon Edwards Show on Woodward Sports 2.0. Oh, you thought that was the only reason you were raising your hand. You see it. The bag has been given. We don't know how much, but we know the bag has been given to one Jahmy Gibbs. He was in camp today, had his helmet on. He is ready to rock and roll. And so are the Detroit Lions as I welcome in my host, Anson Wells. Anson, how you doing today? How you feeling? What's the energy like?
I mean, the energy's great.
Oh, yeah.
In the studio.
Oh, yeah.
We all knew this was coming.
Yeah.
And we've been saved the wait and the agony. Yeah. We get to talk about it actually happening.
The assassin. Come on, baby.
Assassin.
And if you heard that voice, you know that my guy Justin Satawa is back in the studio. And that means the whole team is here. All 6 of us, if you will. Yeah, they've got 6 of us. Got Riley on the side, Sweet Potato Cam, B-Lab behind, and Anson. It's going to be a fun show today.
Yes.
It's going to be a fun show today. First and foremost, though, the most important people on this show are you. How you doing in the chat? Hit that like button, subscribe, and tell us how you are feeling. Before we go to Jahmy Gibbs, which I know all of you guys are chomping off at the bit, I said it and I meant it. Football starts today. The Arizona Cardinals take on the Carolina Panthers at the Hall of Fame game. Now, the cool thing about the Hall of Fame game is it's always the way to introduce the new Hall of Famers, and we do have 5, I want to say, new Hall of Famers. I want to say Larry Fitzgerald is on that Hall of Fame list. Where's that sheet, or where's that list if you do? Do we have the graphic?
Yep, it's right behind you.
All right, and here we go. These are your newest members of the NFL Hall of Fame. Figure we start with this, ease you into it before we go ham with the Jahmy story. Drew Brees played against him. You all know who he is, hell of a player. Larry Fitzgerald. Larry Fitzgerald is one of my favorite wide receivers ever. Just respected his craft, respected his ability to track the ball in the air no matter who was on, no matter what was there. I remember meeting him my rookie year at the Super Bowl. This would have been with the Patriots. This was when I was about to get drafted. This is when the Patriots beat the Eagles, the infamous T.O. Super Bowl, ran into Larry Fitzgerald at ESPN party, and I told him, I said, see what you came through when your mom passed away your last year at Pitt. I said, you're destined for greatness and you're destined for special things. Looks like I wasn't lying, but everybody else knew that too. Luke Kuechly, funny Luke Kuechly story. Playing against the Carolina Panthers is towards the end of my career. I'm with the Seattle Seahawks. And I like to knock guys out. Like, I was the big wide out. Like, that became my thing, trying to find the outside linebacker or the linebacker roaming free or the safety that was running around, like, with his head cut off, reckless abandonment. So I saw Luke Kuechly on film. I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and hit this Boston College Eagle, man. I'm gonna give him a little something to remember me by. There was a crackback play. There was a crackback situation. I caught him, smacked him, knocked him down, and then I got up looking at the sideline. I got up doing all the things. It was like the movie Love and Basketball. Do you remember when she hits the jumper, she holds the hand in the air, and then the play goes all the way back down and her man scores on her? Luke Kuechly ended up making a forced fumble on that play after I hit him. He is one of one. Wow. Congratulations to him. And Adam Vinatieri. Shout out to the kickers. Kickers don't make the Hall of Fame. Like Adam Vinatieri, I want to say, might be the 4th kicker in the NFL Hall of Fame. There's no more than 6. Shout out to
Justin Tucker won't be in there.
Nah, he blew that option. He definitely blew that. Now, I skipped over one name, and that one name is Roger Craig. And the reason why I skipped over that name because he is the first running back to rush for 1,000 and receive 1,000. Right. He did it with the San Francisco 49ers, finally getting his just due. And the reason why we wait till last because we have our very own version of Roger Craig, and that is Jahmy Gibbs, who today reports came out that he is not signed, but a deal is done, waiting to be signed. He is in camp, and he is ready to rock and roll. Justin, you weren't here yesterday. Talk about the deals or what we have with the Jahmy Gibbs situation.
Before I do, I just have one question for you.
What is that?
Did you play in a Hall of Fame game in your career, Braylon?
I did not get the opportunity to play, which is crazy because, like,
it seems like Cleveland plays it in every other year.
It's 40 minutes down
and
the road. Like, it's literally Canton and Cleveland are like 50 minutes away, if you will, give or take. I asked LeBron about that. I wouldn't know. I never got a chance to play in the game. I never wanted to because to play in the game, that means you had to show up to camp a week earlier. The teams that play in the Hall of Fame game, they come to camp a week earlier. You saw that last year with your own Detroit Lions. They came a week earlier. So I was like, I don't necessarily need another week of this, but I have been to the Hall, and it is a special place. It's not necessarily special looking on the outside, kind of ugly-ish, But once you get on the inside, man, you feel what the hall is. You see the bus, you see the bronze, you feel that. You're like, oh, this is where the legends are.
So I got to make a trip. I've never been there.
You got to go. Like, for it to be that close, it's from here, it's probably about 3 hours, 45 minutes or so, give or take. Not 3 hours, about three and some change.
So I told you I've been working on some very difficult trivia.
Okay.
And this one plays in here.
It does.
Okay, so 4 stadiums that the Detroit Lions have played in their history. How many stadiums outside of those 4 have the Lions played a home game at?
I'm lost.
A home game. So, like, last year when they were in the Hall of Fame game, it was
they were a home
game
team. I see what you're saying.
down there.
Got you. I do not know. Was it
One other game, 1971.
Yeah.
You can't guess where it was played?
1971 now.
The Big House. They played a home game at the Big House one time, 1971.
I hope that this year the Big House returns to home field advantage because we'll need that week 2 against Oklahoma. But getting back to it, you heard the news, and if you heard Justin, Jahmyr Gibbs is now in camp. He is locked and loaded, and the deal is almost dry. No signatures, but at least we have a contract on the table. How's everybody feeling about this?
It's the modern-day Roger Craig.
Yeah, he is.
You got to sign him.
It went from Roger Craig to Marshall Faulk, and now here he is. Hopefully, Jahmyr Gibbs will be one of the next running backs to do it. Christian McCaffrey did it with his third year with the – it's something about that third year. Roger Craig did it in his third year. Christian McCaffrey with the Carolina Panthers did it in his third year. Hopefully, Jahmyr Gibbs can do it in his 4th year. But excited to have him back in camp. Excited that just the conversation and the mess around the Lions is over with. Fair?
Yes, absolutely. It's just time to get down to business. And you know what I love? I love the fact that it was only 3 years of term because you have now signed him until 28. You're going to have him in his prime. You know, people said last year was a down year, and he did disappear in spots. But he disappeared in spots with 1,800 scrimmage yards and 18 tugs. Like, if we're talking about –
that's disappearing.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying, Bray? Like,
yeah.
You know, like, obviously you're not going to be featured in every game and you're not going to have a great game every game. But this guy with an improved offensive line should have an even better season this year and retain the same workload because even though his carries were the same, it did eat into Monty's carries because we ran the ball less last year. So I'm very excited to see Jahmyr Gibbs in his prime in a Detroit Lions uniform, and I am assuming like they do, and we'll find out what this is when the contract comes out, when Spotrac has it. But it's most likely front-loaded where they can get out of it in the back end, where if Jahmyr Gibbs does end up breaking down with the health issues, you're going to be able to get out of it with a minimum dead cap hit.
Why take so long, Anson? Like that was my biggest question when I found out because I didn't find out until I walked in. I saw everybody smiling and cheesing, and I realized it wasn't me that you guys were excited to see. Something happened. 6 days of a holdout from Jahmyr Gibbs and going back and forth with the front office and he and them. Now he's signed it. Now he's got a deal. Now he's in camp. Now he's going to be active. Why get to this point if it was going to get done anyway? Was it the Jonathan Taylor signing who signed earlier? Was it the Bijan that kind of pushed it a little bit? What was it? Why so long? It seems like it didn't make sense.
I don't know. I mean, this is the modern NFL. It seems to me like they weren't there. They were just far enough apart, and then the dominoes fell, and you really get pushed into signing your guy and putting the money out there because if you look at Bijan and you look at Jonathan Taylor and you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, they're all in the same class. There's no disputing that. And I think we've heard some sound bites from the team, just especially Brad talking about the current NFL and how you need that 1-2 punch, how they want that 1-2 punch. Well, this is the one, that's for sure. And they needed to get him into camp and contributing and adding to that chemistry right now because, as I mentioned yesterday, and I got mad about it earlier throughout this week, this is the window. And I know I hate that. I think it's an SOL mindset. But 2026 is a damn good year to go win a Super Bowl. And you can't do that if he takes him 3 weeks. So 3 days in, I think they realize, hey, man, we got to put an end to this. And now, like you talked about yesterday, the whole media was pushing for it to happen. And now you see Jonathan Taylor get his second contract.
Third.
Before he can second, after his rookie deal. Second before he can even get his first after his rookie deal. So everything fell in order. I think that the Lions lost on this one. I think that Jahmyr Gibbs, he absolutely won on this one.
Yeah, you talk about Jonathan Taylor's contract, 2-year, $44 million in extension. That's over 2 years, up to $47 million in incentives, $39 million is the guarantee. Bijan's guarantee is 51. Guaranteed 39 for Jonathan Taylor. It stands the largest third in parentheses due to his rookie contract. Contract ever signed by an NFL running back. 3 years, $42 million was the previous. Now, going back to that, B-Lad bringing you in on this, do you think the Lions didn't think that the number for the running back would get to where it was? Is that what a little bit of the holdup was, trying to see what the numbers are? Now, I don't know about that. Then here comes Bijan over the weekend. And then here comes Jonathan Taylor this morning. Then you think maybe that's when the Lions said to hell with it.
Well, yeah, and it definitely seemed like they did know about it, especially when the reports were coming out on an extension last year. Like, we all kind of had that rumor floated around for a really long time that they were looking to extend him. So I feel like they did know what the number would be at one point, but I guess they just weren't on the same sort of mindset at the time. And obviously he was under 3 years of team contract after that, while that was going on. So that was probably far out of his worries, but I feel like they should have known what the number would have been. I think, any NFL GM and ownership should know what the number is going to be, and that he's most likely going to be the highest paid. If anything, the only other number he would have gotten paid is what Bijan's getting paid. But like I said, the Falcons got it first, and then once Taylor went, then I think the Lions were like, okay, actually we're going to have to speed this process up quite a bit.
Yeah, you put together a good graphic as it relates to running backs now, the money they had, the production, where they rank based on production, based on money. Hell of a graphic put together. Who wants to take a crack at this? Is this Justin's product?
This is not my product.
No, I think this is Riley right here, actually.
Riley did a heck of a
together here.
Yeah.
Wanted to get not only the totals but also the average for each guy over their career per game. I'm going to break that down because there's a lot of information right here. But the top 10 players in total yards from scrimmage over their careers sits Christian McCaffrey at number 113. He slots in here at 5, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I think his best years are behind him.
Yeah.
But still arguably the best running back in the league.
On his third contract, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Correct.
Arguably for sure.
Correct. Jonathan Taylor, he comes in a full 11 yards less at 102.8. Yeah. Just signed. Makes a lot of sense. Saquon Barkley,
he's a hell of a running back too.
102.3 total. Top 4. And this is where things get kind of interesting. Henry at 95, Bijan 94, Devon Achane at 92.2, Jahmyr Gibbs 91.6, then Josh Jacobs, Alvin Kamara, and then Kyron Williams at 89 and 87. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, just looking at this, I mean, I think that before we started the show, Justin nailed it. And as much as I've been battling back and forth,
I heard you guys got into it. Now that everybody's back, we got the Gen X, Gen Z thing popping.
Oh, yeah.
Are you guys ready to
I was bummed you weren't here, but I had Stick to back me up.
Oh, okay.
And he
yeah.
did. And so
he's
did
a
the
tough
chat.
one to argue against.
We appreciate you guys. But, Justin, you said if this is a 3-year deal, and I said I'm down, then we kind of agreed on it. And here we are. We're looking down the barrel of a 3-year deal. But you also made an astute observation here in the fact that 5 of these guys are the ones that have been extended and it's worked out for.
Yes.
And the other 5 guys here outside of the rookie
RB 2BD.
They're just signed it. Kenneth Walker, Achane, Bijan, and Jahmyr.
I'm gonna point something out. My favorite part of this graphic is something that I actually brought in on my own and I didn't know Riley was gonna put in there, so it works out perfect. When you look at the production that Jahmyr Gibbs has given us in these 3 years, when you look at the numbers, when you look at the touchdowns, when you look at the rush yards, when you look at the receiving yards and all the moments and all the plays, my favorite thing to look at,
Yep. Spot on, baby.
carries. 675 carries. Now, add that with what he did in college. He had 383 carries between Georgia Tech and Alabama. He's just over 1,000 carries. And he is in year 4 of his contract. Year 4 of his NFL career. He's got a lot of tread left on those tires. When you look at some of these guys that are close in age, like that's 1,600 carries in the league for Jonathan Taylor. He had 1,900 when he was at Wisconsin. You go down the list, Saquon Barkley and Christian McCaffrey. Well, he's a little bit older. The carries. You go to college and the NFL, he's right at 1,000. Everybody in his demographic, his age, they're averaging 1,500 or more. He's just cracked 1,000. There's so much tread on that tire. So one of the biggest concerns was the injury, the shelf life, the running back, the hits, the things that he's going to have to deal with. The Detroit Lions and the Alabama Crimson Tide, they did a really good job by Jahmyr Gibbs as it relates to spelling him and then letting him get his off on the football field, and he still has managed to do it with less.
Yeah, that's the whole point. That's why they had Montgomery. They know how to savor
Kudos to
running backs.
them.
Exactly right. They knew how it was going to be. They knew that he was a special talent, and they knew that they could save him. They don't have to throw him in the fire right away, because they've obviously seen it from the past. We've seen great running backs throughout the last decade come into the NFL and then die out after year 5, because their first 4,000 yards are a lot different than their last 4,000. So that's the whole mentality they had with Jahmyr Gibbs. Now when they have that mentality, that's where I get confused on why it took so long. You know what I'm saying, to get him re-signed? Because if you get him re-signed when he wanted it with the right number, then they should have done it. But I mean, I'm glad that the word around the street is that deal is looking a lot better than what it was.
And we have a super chat for Braylon.
Oh, please.
And it's she loves me on payday. $5 super chat.
What's the word?
Why not pay Gibbs before Bijan and JT? Now he has to leapfrog those contracts. Detroit should have saved a few $1 million paying him early, right?
I think it's semantics, realistic, and that's why I asked the question. I think this is a situation where they didn't think that Bijan would get that money from the Falcons. It just is what it is. That's my thought. They didn't think that it would come to that. And if it did, they were prepared, but they had to wait and see. I really think they took the wait-and-see approach.
Yeah.
They knew Bijan and Jahmyr were right around the same time. They would get it done right around the same time. I believe they waited to see what Bijan was, and then they saw that number and said, shit, okay, well, plan B, we come up with that money. Because realistically, this is what Dan Campbell last week, we've talked about. How many times have I mentioned this one soundbite? I thought it'd be done by now. Now you know why you thought it'd be done by now. You were going to pay him this kind of money regardless. You knew what he meant to your team regardless, so you should have paid him then. So to that point, I agree, should have paid him first. But I think they were really trying to play a game of chicken. And I think Jonathan Taylor this morning and then Bijan over the weekend, I think kind of forced their hand.
And they've been on the front end of the game of chicken with quite a few of their drafted talents, and it has not worked out well. I mean, outside of Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah, this is the first one that they did before the season as relates to their first rounders in year 4,
I guess
correct?
Panay would be the other.
Yeah, Panay, you saw it, though.
Obviously,
Panay was different. He's an offensive lineman. His position's built for a very long time. I think they felt safe in what they were doing with him. You look at the Aiden situation. Aiden had 3 pretty good years for a number 2 pick overall, but they still made him wait until after the 5th game of his 4th year. So I think that's where they wanted to be, and also they want their price to be a little bit lower. But it goes back to the conversation. You weren't here, Jay, but you've seen it. Everybody around the nation, whether it was, SAS on his show and other networks and other radio stations and other outlets and other cities, they were talking about Jahmyr Gibbs getting paid. I've never seen people lobby so hard for an individual to get paid. I guarantee you that also played into it. We live in that area, and I think that era helped Jahmyr Gibbs get that bag, not to mention their production.
Absolutely. I mean, in a player's era where the resurgence of the running back, like Derrick Henry brought back the resurgence of the running back by having the Iron Man career health that he has had, and then you parlayed that with Saquon's contract.
That's where it happened.
Where that was the last bump to bump everything up, and then when Saquon won the Eagles the Super Bowl, it was the turning point where now the running back has immense value again, where teams feel like they need to control the ball on the ground, because that's how you bleed clock and control games, because defense is fading in the NFL.
Justin, you're absolutely correct. And I think it's CMC and Saquon Barkley. Derrick Henry is a mutant. Derrick Henry's different. He's built like he's one-of-one. There won't be another Derrick Henry. Like, Derrick Henry is a specimen all his own. I think CMC and I think Saquon. The reason why I think CMC, remember CMC, 1,000, year 3, gets paid, changes the market, gets hurt again. Now you're trying to see, this is why we don't play running backs. This is why we don't do that with running backs. And then you see him get traded, and then you see the consistency start to show up with the 49ers. Saquon Barkley, he leaves the New York Giants. He's like, see, this is where it starts. He was injured 2 years when he played for the Giants. Yeah, we don't want to pay these guys, and this is why. And then he goes out and rushes for 2,000 yards behind the best offensive line in the league. Those 2 instances show you, if you do it in a span like this, Anson, what you talked about, 3 years, get that prime out the way, and then the back end front load the contract, and the back end you figure it out. It makes sense when you're talking about special weapons. These types of running backs, they don't come along often. We just mentioned Roger Craig, Hall of Fame, Roger Craig, Marshall Faulk, Jahmyr Gibbs, there's not a ton of running backs in that elite space. Jahmyr Gibbs happened to fit that space like CMC and Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at it, and these numbers here. I love the fact that he has so few carries.
Yeah.
You look at some of the guys that were signed. McCaffrey missed a year. Jonathan Taylor lost a year.
Yeah.
Breece Hall lost a year. And so the goal is here, instead of giving yourself 4 or 5 years where that window where he can miss 1 or 2 of those, you're bringing it down to 3. He's got to play all 3 of those, though. If he misses 10 games out of one of those 3 years, you might have made a big mistake. But I think that at 3 years, I am totally okay with this deal. It's that 4 or 5 year one where you've got him paid deep into his 20s that really, really scared me.
Also, too, for me, we talk about it's a lot of times guys get drafted in the first round. And they're going to bad teams, and these teams are just not doing right by the running.
I love.
Yeah. Exactly, 100%. I can't believe they took him, and they have 3 running backs in that backfield. Going to be interesting to see what the Cardinals look like tonight. Will be their first game. But you look at Bijan. Here's a horrible situation with the Falcons for the first 3 years of his career, figuring it out. They just throwing him into the fire. You look at Jonathan Taylor, the coach sucked when he got there. Carries after carries after carries, much like when he was at Wisconsin. Saquon, same thing with the Giants. Load him up on carries, injuries after injuries, not making the playoffs, not necessarily taking care of the running back position. Breece Hall, he had a similar situation with my sorry-ass Jets. Not so much for Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs drafted in 2023 in the first round. A plan was put in place by the Detroit Lions. We want to maintain him. We want to maintain that speed. We want to maintain that breakaway ability. We want to maintain all the things that we drafted him for. Let's get him a dual set, and that's why you get David Montgomery, and he's on a winning team. They won in 23, they won in 24, and they won in 25. Not to the tune of the playoffs, but they still had a winning record. I think that matters a lot. I've seen a lot of guys, including myself, you play on these teams that are bad when you get drafted in the first round. Like, you waste a lot of your years. Jahmyr has no wasted years. 3 years in the league, first round in the top 12, no wasted years. That's very hard in this NFL, and that plays into the whole situation.
Yeah, you look at Achane, and it's the only other guy out there that has the lower carries like him, but he missed a lot of games.
That's why it's low.
Ultimately, so much of this kid's production is coming through the air, and that is your key to longevity. That and Isaiah Pacheco. It was Monty's job before. Now it's Isaiah's. But this, Petzing formation of the offense, and we'll get more into that as the show goes on, what that's going to look like. He's got to be very clever and careful not to put too much tread on this kid's tires, because if you get all 3 of these years where he's playing 15-plus games for you, this deal makes a ton of sense.
What I'm happy about, too, is when you hold out of camp or when you're holding out or team holds out, first and foremost, this is why there was a hold in. This is why there was a hold in. The hold in is because they had every inkling to pay this guy. They had every inkling of making him the highest paid or the second highest paid or right there, pay him his money, give him the bag, give him the extension. They just were trying to figure out the details. That's why it was a hold in. Like you said the other day, a lot of teams, if you're not signing, you're not there. It was a hold in because they were on the same page. But
what do you think about what happened this morning
with Taylor?
Well, the Taylor news comes out, then Gibbs is in pads, right? And he's in full helmet, not doing everything with the team.
Yeah.
Does like the warm-ups and stuff. Then he moves off to the side, does individual drills, right?
Yeah.
Then he's running from reporters.
Because they knew.
Do we have a clip of that?
Because they absolutely knew.
And it's funny that you wouldn't open up the practice telling everybody, right? Here he is.
It's him evading. This is him evading, and the reason why he's evading at this point is because just like now, we don't know the deals of the contract. We don't know the particulars. We don't know what the money is. We don't know what the totality is, etc. So him at that podium, him in that place, it's going to be a lot of questions that he don't necessarily know how to answer. Who was the holdout on? Whose fault was it? Was it front office? This was to protect from those type of questions when they're getting on the same page 100%. So I'm not mad at that. This is them taking care of Detroit Lions.
I'm not mad at him.
No.
I'm mad at the Lions, kind of. Like, why did you let practice start if you already knew this was pretty much done? Because I don't think he gets out there in the pads.
I think it's a favor. It's a situation where it's like, hey, look, man, we're going to get this deal done. Just come out there, put your helmet on.
Okay.
And then this is instruction from them. Hey, come out there, you put your helmet on, you go through the drills, you do this thing, and then at the practice, you just evade. We'll talk either later today or we'll talk tomorrow. So that was on the Detroit Lions. Like this whole holdout situation, realistically, is on the Detroit Lions. I'm happy it's over. And the reason why I'm happy it's over is because regardless if the players knew he was going to get paid, regardless if the coaches knew he was going to get paid, regardless if he knew he was going to get paid, it's a distraction and it takes away from building at this point in time. Like people will say, well, he's going to be there. So it weighs on players, weighs on the questioning, weighs on the mindset, and also it just weighs on just not being there. This is a new system. Drew Petzing, Mike Kafka. We'll get into Drew Petzing in the next segment. But it's a new system. It's a new offense. It's a new team. You want everybody to be there, especially your Ferrari in the backfield. So glad that that's over now that we can get back to business as usual, Justin and Bilal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm so excited because
I see you. You don't know what to say over
that's
there.
my boy. Like, and
So
I know
we've been clamoring
Bilad's
for
just
this.
like we've been hollering and screaming at Anson over the last 2 days while you've been out about this Gibbs contract and
Got their asses handed to them.
No,
man. They got their asses handed to them.
No, that chart up there proved that I was right all along. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway, I mean, you need it in the backfield.
huh?
I'm excited to have what Petzing is gonna bring, like with the zone concepts and using him to the best of his ability. Like it's only up from here. Like he has not hit his like true peak yet. Like he's still on a linear trajectory. So this year, like I'm so excited to see what he can add to this offense as he actually has a decent offensive line in front of him.
I'm also tired of like the rumors and the things that come out when you don't know. Like when you don't know what's going on and you're speculating. Because even though
that's all Twitter is.
Even though we were speculating in terms of him, the holdout and with the money, and a lot of people, he's injured, or maybe he's injured, and maybe it's this, and maybe it's that. And they're like, no, don't buy into that. I'm glad that there's no longer room for rumor. The rumor is over. The story
we all knew he was
over.
going to get paid.
True.
Like he was drafted by this team. They had his name circled at 12 there. Like they knew that they had a star in the making, and like that was kind of the whole point that me and Justin's like right. Like his longevity extended those first 3 years. I said this yesterday. I remember fans actually getting like upset that we weren't seeing more of him in his first 2 years. Like they were like, dude, we have this weapon X in the backfield, we never use him, but like it was for a good reason at the end of the day. Now, hey, get your bag, Ja.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset. Whenever first rounders aren't playing like that, they're going to get upset. I don't care if they were drafted 32nd or if they were drafted first. If they're not playing like that, they're going to get upset. The Lions had to build out what the offense was going to be. The Lions had to build up Ben Johnson, had to build out what it was going to look like in a dual backfield, what it was going to look like for Jahmyr Gibbs. And to be honest, it took a while for Jahmyr to get comfortable playing the role that the Lions wanted him to play, running between the tackles as well as being the threat on the outside. Yeah. Now when you watch him, the running back that he was last year, let's even say 24, the running back he was in 24 was not the running back he was in 23. The running back that he will be in 26 is not the running back that he will be. And the running back that he'll be in 26 was not the running back that he was last year. All right.
Linear trajectory, baby.
100%. So excited to talk about this, man. So excited. I got it. Go ahead.
He's got a poll in here, and it says, does Gibbs deserve to be the highest paid running back in the league? And it's overwhelmingly yes by Lions fans at 93%. Shocker. Would Atlanta, if they got to redo that draft, take Jahmyr Gibbs over Bijan Robinson?
No. You talking about like if the hindsight? Like, so now you have hindsight. Could you go back and do it over? What would they do differently? No, I don't think so. I think
Me neither.
I think they still take Bijan Robinson.
Absolutely.
I think they like what Bijan is. They believe in Bijan from day one as the bell cow, et cetera, et cetera. They like what he was at Texas. They liked his ability to run between the tackles. He, year one, was better than Jahmyr Gibbs was as it relates to a number one running back. He was a little bit better. He was a little bit ahead of the curve. So I think the Falcons are fine. I think the Lions are fine. I think it ended up working out for each. It's the system.
That's my next question.
Yeah.
What does Bijan do in this system?
That's not fair because now we're having this conversation and going against the guy that got paid today.
I'm not.
Today ain't about
I'm going
Bijan.
against the poll.
Oh, go against the poll.
I'm going to
Bijan,
put it on the poll.
Bijan be a monster. I mean, we all saw that.
They'd be the same. Yeah. I love your consistency, B-Lad.
It would be.
You love zero
Are you
so
serious?
bad.
Are we being okay? So you put Bijan in the system with Montgomery.
So let me ask
and you're telling me it would be any different? It would be better?
Let me just ask you.
I'm asking you. I didn't say anything.
Here's a ball question: what can Bijan do that Jahmyr can't, and what can Jahmyr do that Bijan can't? That's how you ask the question.
Yeah, Jahmyr is definitely better in open space. Like once he's past that second line of defenders, he's gone.
You're not catching him.
You're never catching him. I'd say Bijan is lighter on his feet and
balance.
Yes, his balance is a bit better,
He's bigger.
he's laterally quick a little bit, better than.
You're not
But
taking
Jameer
him
is
up?
like a slasher though. I feel like Bijan can actually bruise a little bit. Like it's like Jameer is literally a pure slashing running back. Like he's out there, he'll make one cut and he's gone. But I mean, we've seen him break tackles. Like they share a lot of similarities, but Bijan definitely is a little bit better laterally, I think.
At the end of the day, this is how we'll play this question, because today isn't the day to be against Jahmyr Gibbs or Bijan. They both got their bag. They both got paid.
No, I'm glad he got
Jahmyr
paid.
happens to be our guy, so we're going to side with him. But realistically, when you look at it, 2,383 yards from scrimmage on that Falcons team last year. Like, the
And
jury
I mean, the
rests.
Falcons were,
At-
yeah.
Exactly. So whatever Bijan was there, Bijan would be here.
Yeah.
Simply put. All right,
Absolutely.
look, let's take a quick commercial break because I want to hear from Drew Petzing. Drew Petzing got his Ferrari back. I know he's excited to get this thing rocking and rolling. Some sound from him. He had talked about 2 Ferraris, J-Mo as well as Gibbs, and also that new offensive line that you guys love so much. Stay tuned and we'll talk about it. But let me tell you about Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential. 27 gyms around this country, 50 plus in the great state of Michigan. That's because they want you to come, because it's a gym for you. There's no judgment here, trainers on staff, and everything is clean. And they bring out new machines once to twice a month. Love this gym, love the people at this gym. This is the gym for you. Come catch a vibe and do it at Planet Fitness.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Some days call for light, others lean bold. What about everything in between? All Day IPA, the easy choice for every day. Citrusy, crisp, refreshing. Flavor you can float with. Light on the hops, big on refreshment. 1's great. 2, even better. Brewed with you in mind. No shortcuts, no fuss. Big on flavor, never too much. All Day IPA. Hop into easy.
Jahmyr Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Did you see that sick little Founders anime right there? Clearly life is better with an all-day IPA. And, well, they've known it for 15 years because it has been the number 1 IPA in the IPA category. It's because it's never bitter. It's always refreshing, crisp, and balanced with that 4.7% alcohol by volume. Going to pace you throughout the day. So when you're making your selection this weekend, make it Founders, make it all-day IPA. But make sure when you drink it responsibly. And guys, you didn't take advantage of that first special. This special is still saving you thousands of dollars on LASIK. Our guy, Darren McCarty, just went over there and got it. He loves it. And we want to offer that $19.99 per eye special to you regardless of prescription. Listen, it's 8 minutes. It's painless. And the next day you're going to be seeing 20/20. Why are you waiting? Numbers right there, 248-553-9800. And then I think it's YaldoEyeCenter.com. So go and find out some more information. I know you've been thinking about it. There's no reason to delay. Invest in your eyes. Invest in yourself.
I think that's a small piece of it, but for a guy that's played at such a high level, I think his skill set is very obvious. I think we know what that's going to look like when he hits the field for us. So, not something we're particularly worried about. I think we can work on those things even when he's not on the field, and would expect us to pick up right where he left off when he gets back out there.
Flip side of that.
And that was Drew Petzing talking about Jahmyr Gibbs on. Now that he's back, what is it going to look like? How long is it going to take him to get acclimated to ball? And I don't think long, realistically. Welcome back to the show, the Braylon Edwards Show, and we are excited to have you in talking about the contract that is Jahmyr Gibbs and the team that is the Detroit Lions. I don't think it will take him long to get back acclimated. when B-Lad and I talked to him at UMCU, what did he say he was doing? Football, and more football.
Yep.
It's kind of like the conversation between Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. He said, man, all I care about is ball. Talking about Cam Ward, and that was Jahmy Gibbs.
Yeah, he just seems like the type of player. Like, I asked him if there was anything specific that he was working on. He was like, I work on all things just the same. Everything is mostly important. And I know, coming into college, getting out of college and transferring into the NFL, obviously playbooks are a lot different. I feel like they worked his way in there. He has the experience in the NFL to know that as well. So I don't feel like it's going to take him really that long at all. Well, how many days did he miss? 2?
6.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, he missed 6 days, but
like
at the
3
same
in
time,
pads.
Usually, Drew, like in the
But
NFL,
the first day
you
of
can get it
pads was
down.
like nothing.
Exactly.
Yes, correct. Like you're usually going through your base install. Like you barely scrape the surface with the first week for the most part.
Before we keep rocking and rolling, because we're excited about the topic, we're excited about the team. It's a lot to talk about. It's a lot to take in. Nope, I'm not saying pause. I told you. No more pauses for me. Let's
You
get
just said pause, though, to be fair.
You should have seen Anson's face.
not pause as in pause.
Oh,
I
that
said
would've been
something.
hilarious.
I'm not saying pause.
Gosh.
But realistically, let's get to the chat, though, and the super chats. I know you guys are excited. I know you guys are chomping off at the bits. Justin, clean up these super chats for me, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There's a bunch
There's
of them,
a
actually.
lot in
Anson was-
here
we thought you
because
had me.
they're out here. Because you want to know why you're out here, Anson? Pick up that beautiful jersey. Make sure you put your hands on it because it's so amazing and beautiful. That #1 signed major. That's what you're putting yourself into for a chance to win.
Made by children
And the
in
first-
China
all right,
with
relax.
the jump man. Let's
Relax.
go.
Okay.
There it is.
All right.
There it is. How old are they? 8?
All right.
6?
All right.
What a workforce.
Anyway, Detroit DC with the $2 super chat.
Don't
It's
tempt me. I told you I'm sassy today.
All right, I know you're sassy, but this one's important. It's egregious. Braylon is not in the College Hall of Fame. Go Blue.
Hey, man, I appreciate that, man. Realistically, my time will come, but you know what it is, man. When they say #1, they ain't just talk about the jersey number. I appreciate you.
We got a lot more, so let me bust through these. Freddie Felt, $1.99 super chat. Give Sonic all the damn coins. See y'all soon. We'll see you in
Like
30
that one.
minutes, Freddie.
The rings.
Charles Broski with the $2 super chat.
What's up, Charles?
I think
Bosnak.
I'm sorry. I have dyslexia. I think Dan is protective while Brad's reactive, in my opinion.
Okay. And that would make sense if it goes from that standpoint. I think is one, Dan's a former player, so I think he's protective of the player, protective of his guy. He knows who he is and what he means to that team. And I think a lot of times Brad is reactive. You see that in some of his free agent dealings, some of his signings, some of his dragging his feet. But sometimes it also has to do with the further top, which is Sheila Ham. So sometimes you got to deal with that in that front office or that corporate world.
Rando says, with the $2 super chat, I heard Bijan can't sing or dance, so... And then Showtime...
I handled this one already.
All right, perfect.
Here we go.
All right, well, there you go.
And we are back. Thinking about it, and B-Lad, you talked about it, Jahmy Gibbs coming back now, like, he's going to be perfectly fine. But the only thing is there are 2 offensive coordinators. There's Kafka. There's Petzing. There's a passing game. There's a running game. He's not just a running back like a James Cook. And no shade to James Cook, who 1,600 yards last year and 14 touchdowns. No shade to him, but he's not a running back in the sense of just running through the holes, the A-gap, the B-gap, 32, 34, dive. He's a guy that is getting the intricacies of the offense. There's motions. There's spreading out. There's slot. There's far outside. He's in the backfield. He's doing a lot of different things. That's more so, I think, where people were like, all right, him missing all this time or him missing these days, how long is it going to take him to get back acclimated? But you heard Drew Petzing. It shouldn't take long in this offense.
No, I mean, the guy's a pro. He's going to stay in shape. I like the fact that what we talked about yesterday, the guy's kept the right demeanor. He has the right demeanor where he's just not getting all kinds of criticism. And this didn't get dragged out. Speed kills, and this guy has all of it. So I guess the biggest thing, though, is just that those lack of days of being with Petzing. This is a new system. Every single one of those days was crucial. OTAs, all of it. Anytime you see a new OC come in, you've got to have as much time as possible. And I think both sides understood that very, very, very well. But I would have loved to have never seen it come to this. If there's one guy you can go out and extend early, it's not Aleem, it's not Kirby, it's this guy. And again, I'm not a huge fan of paying big money to running backs, but for these 3 years, again, just makes too much sense.
And another thing about the money is like the Lions, each team in the NFL, the money goes up by 18 to 23 million every single year. Every year there's more money being added to these teams from the NFL revenue share. So the money has gone up, and it isn't our money as well. Just looking at this, does this do anything for the Lions in terms of in your thoughts of the Lions front office and how they kind of handled this situation? They got it done. He is in camp. There's still a month before the season, so, nothing crazy like that. But for a second, there was, why isn't it done? What's taking so long? Is he hurt? Is he injured? Is he this? Is there beef? Is there a little bit? We hadn't seen it yet. It's the first time we saw it. Does it do anything for you, Anson, as it relates to the front office?
It does, because
a blemish, if you will?
No, it's not actually a blemish, because this team has done, what they're going to do. And I know a lot of you guys are still guessing, but they keep doing the same thing year after year after year. This is a little bit different. They didn't just go out and pay him. And people will conject whether the Lions lost or won in this. I do believe that Jahmyr Gibbs won a little bit in this one. But I think you had to play the market and see what Bijan was going to get and see what even, Taylor was going to get. Because who knows? The number could have been higher on Jahmyr's side. Maybe he really wanted that 25, 26 that we've heard rumors of. And maybe the Lions were a little bit lower. This could be a spot where the Lions are happy and that the Taylor number comes out so similar to Bijan that they're able to lock him in around 22, 23 instead of maybe a 25 number that we, again, have heard before. So I don't hate it. I don't see it as a blemish. I see it as them willing to do a little bit differently from what we've seen with all of their drafted talent thus far.
The only thing that we know about the contract is it is along the same, and it will make him the highest paid running back. Now, it doesn't say where.
Yeah.
Like we talked about, there are three different topics. There's totality, there's annual, and there's signing bonus, or there's guaranteed money. Where would you imagine he's making more than Bijan? Because Bijan is 66.2 base, he's 51 guaranteed, and he's 22.25 annually. Where do you think Jahmyr is going to be number one, or best Bijan?
Oh, that one's that's a tough
because it's 66.2 with the chance to make 75 with incentives.
I mean, I for some reason my mind runs to annual value, like AAV, but at the same time I wouldn't be surprised if it's guaranteed money.
I think that's where it's at.
Yeah, it's like
I think it's guaranteed money.
I think it's guaranteed.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know. I mean, maybe that's why it took so long, is they were trying to figure that part out. Like you never really know on the player side of things. Obviously, things in camp tend to frustrate. I mean, that is a frustrating situation. That's your star player not playing out on the field. Like, of course, people are going to be upset about that. But at the same time, like, this is the new NFL. This is how things work, and you just gotta roll with the punches with this kind of stuff. But maybe that's where the disconnect was. Like I said, you said it yesterday, Bray. I would love to be a fly on the wall. Like, literally, this stuff is like interesting. It really, you really get personal with it, especially when it comes to big contract talks and where he's going to live for the next 5 years of his life, So.
And that's just where Jahmyr Gibbs had more leverage than Bijan Robinson. He had more leverage than Bijan's never made playoffs.
Yeah,
his 3 years.
Like, we've won over here. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
He's won over here. He's been a part of that winning. He's been one of the reasons that we've won like that.
His face is on the side of Ford Field.
True. You talking about San Francisco? You
what?
Knocking off.
No, I didn't say that. No.
I'm messing
Who said
with you.
that? Whoa. Is there an echo in here?
Is there an echo in here? Well, maybe there's an echo when Drew Petzing talks about the offensive line, because right now that's the next important piece, is getting that offensive line up to par where they were 2 years ago and 3 years ago. Jahmyr Gibbs, he is going to benefit from having a revamped offensive line. Here's Drew Petzing talking about said offensive line.
But what do you feel like is your trademark, your hallmark? What can fans expect to see from Drew Petzing offense this year?
It needs to be physical. It needs to be tough. It needs to be difficult to defend, and it needs to be multiple at times. It's not going to all run through one person. It's not going to run through one personnel. It's going to change week to week. I think that's important in this league. Defensive coordinators, I think, do things at a really high level. They watch tape. They understand scheme. So I think that's a big part of what we need to be on. Ways. I mean, some of it is subjective, I guess you could say. Like when you stand on a field or you stand behind a line of scrimmage, you can hear it, you can feel it. I think everybody can to some extent, even in the stands. There's that it just sounds and feels a little bit different. And then I think the other part is you look for those little things, the extra effort, the finish, things that, maybe weren't there when things aren't going well or you don't have that attitude that need to be there at all times. And I think that's always my challenge, to point that out when it's good, but also to say, hey, like, this isn't our standard and we need better or we need more. This is why it's important. This is how it helps us win. And that's kind of where I hang my hat. And I think the nice thing is we have guys, Panay specifically in that room, that are going to make sure he holds his teammates to that because he does it at such a high level.
I'm not going to lie. Look, I got to wait to see what Drew Petzing is going to be as an offensive coordinator. I want to wait and see what it looks like when the season starts on that field. But I love what he said. I love when he says extra effort and finish. Last year, the Detroit Lions did not have that. Not on the offensive line, and they didn't have that on offense as a whole in general. Maybe not even the whole team, and that's why they were 9-8. Extra effort and finish, these are things that you didn't have to tell the Detroit Lions in 22. These are things you didn't have to tell the Lions in 23. These are things you didn't have to tell the Lions in 24. Last year, this came up. So the fact that he's mentioning this and how excuse me.
Hello.
Got excited. I said, hello, excuse me. How things played out last year, this is important. This is him taking a look at what last year was and saying, basically, we won't be that again. It's my job to hold them accountable, and it's my job to use Panay. I'm glad that he mentioned Panay because Panay is the leader of that team. That was a well-done piece right there. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Drew Petzing. I think he won in that soundbite.
I do, too.
Yeah.
And the one thing I kept hearing was where I hang my hat. And that forehead is nowhere near as bad as that photo when we first got him.
He still got a bulbous head.
He does, but no, it is nowhere near what they made it out to be with that. When the news first hit,
Photoshop.
that photo they used of him was so brutal.
It was bad.
And I'm looking at him, I'm like, that's not even the same guy, bro. He looks great and he sounds great, to your point.
Yeah.
I really like, because we've heard kind of the preliminary stuff when they first got him, but now he's in camp, he's with these guys, he's with a bunch of future Hall of Famers. And this is something you can absolutely screw up as an offensive coordinator. You're giving all of these weapons and all of these tremendous, again, future Hall of Famers.
Over and under.
It's really, on how many?
Offense, over and under.
5?
So over under 5.
All day.
Okay.
It's wild, but think about that. And it's up to Drew Petzing. Right?
I mean, this job was attractive, extremely.
But Brad got him there,
yeah.
right? Brad got him there.
Yeah.
And Ben got him there to start. Then they got handed off some garbage. Now they got the guy who's literally going to say, I'm going to make you a Hall of Famer or I'm going to screw it all up. I love the initial sound bites we're hearing from this guy. Listen, if there's one thing that I think that these guys mostly do right, outside of drafting pretty darn well, they find leaders of men. And, they're pretty quick to pull them if they're not right. They certainly didn't get it right last year, but this feels a lot closer to Ben than it did Morton.
It just feels closer to accountability.
Yeah.
And I think that's what
how excited he is.
And that's what you're looking for. Like, we don't have to mention Ben Johnson, but what Ben Johnson had done was it's accountability. Even now when you hear him with the BS in the locker room and all the other things, he's holding guys accountable. And that's what the Lions want to get back to, and that's why I'm excited that he said, hey, look, man, you got to effort and finish. Extra effort and finish is exactly what Drew Petzing said. All right, cool. Let's take a quick commercial break, man. A lot to digest about the Detroit Lions and the offensive side of the ball. We haven't even talked about a lot of players that we've mentioned in so much. We'll get into that in a second, in the next segment. Let me get a message in from Water Hazard.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Hey, guys. Water Hazard is his very first canned vodka cocktail from Founders. It's a vodka-based cocktail at 5% ABV. Best served over ice with a slice of lemon, preferably. Get $5 cans at any Art and Jake's location in Michigan on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. But remember to please drink responsibly.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
It's game on at Art and Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art and Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or Bust Lions network.
Hey, it's Mortgage Pros, and they are number one in the state of Michigan in terms of mortgage brokers. They want you. They want you to come and change your life with them. Their employee culture is amazing. We saw it firsthand at their annual block party. And we got a chance to meet their owners. These are the type of people you want to work for. So they're right there in Troy, and you can visit them at mtgopros.com or just give a call, 248-416-1361. I know you've been thinking about it. Nothing wrong with making a call to find out a little bit more. So give Mortgage Pros a call today. And then, after you've done that, well, you should celebrate. You should feel good about yourself and save some money doing it. So get to buddiespizza.com, the original. Get yourself some Detroit-style deep dish, maybe some pasta with some meatballs, some chicken wings, some salad. Either way, whatever it is, make sure that WWS26 goes in before checkout so we can save you $10 off your $50 order. They are the original. They are Buddy's Pizza.
Yeah. In the words of Brandon Kool-Aid Dent.
And we back.
There it is. Drew Petzing last year had 2 wide receivers. Well, technically he had 2 pass catchers over 1,000 yards. Trey McBride as well as Michael Wilson. And 100% Marvin Harrison Jr., who was supposed to be the guy. Missed a couple games and ended up with 600 yards last year. Excited to see what he as well as Mike Kafka can do with one Jamison Williams. We've talked about him a lot. Dan Campbell's also talked about Jamo. This is going to be the breakout year for Waymo. According to Dan Campbell, everybody's excited. None more than an offensive coordinator that appreciates wide receivers that can block. Here's Drew Petzing talking about Waymo.
Pretty deep dive in the tape study. Where did you challenge him maybe to take that next step, and how is he answering that call?
He's answering that call, and I think the nature of that receiver room is they're so competitive. They push each other at such a high level, kind of starting with Saint there as the leader of that room. And for Jamo specifically, I think that, playing physical, playing fast, attacking the football, finishing plays, the speed is second to none. I mean, he can run by everybody. But what guys are going to try to do to negate that is get their hands on him and make sure he doesn't get off on the line of scrimmage or he can't put, separate at the top of the route. And I think that's where he's tried to really improve, of gaining some of that play strength, being faster at the line of scrimmage, and playing physical at the top of the route, and I think he's doing a nice job.
Wait a minute, hold on. Am I becoming a Drew Petzing fan? Am I becoming a Drew Petzing fan?
Are, man.
No, 100%. But this is the stuff that we were talking about 2 weeks ago. We conversated. We talked about Jamison Williams and where he can be better. And one of those conversations got me a DM by one Waymo's father. But we were talking about a guy that we believe in. We talked about a guy where you see the potential, but he can clean some things up. This conversation of Drew Petzing, B-Lad, is exactly the things you talk about. The line of scrimmage, that's where a lot of fast guys, that's where they may struggle at the line of scrimmage. And a lot of guys that are wiry, not necessarily thicker guys, when they get to the top of the route, they can have DBs push them off their break or push them off their depth. Everything he talked about is the steps that I would like to see Jamo be, and that would turn him into the guy that we saw in the national championship game.
No doubt about it, too. And, we've seen Jamo be physical, especially in the run game, even since he came in as a rookie. Facts. Or the year that he came off of his rookie year after his injury. Like, he's not scared, and we've seen it before. And if you can play with that sort of physicality, especially in your medium routes, comebacks, curls, stake routes over the middle, like that plays to such a big advantage. And not only is he talking about separation in the route, but that also creates separation after the catch. Like if you can snap off a DB and do a little swing by technique, using your strength to your advantage, once you catch the ball, you already have 6 to 7 yards of cushion. And you can use your speed and athleticism that we know Jamo has to get around guys like that. And another thing, too, is you can see how excited Drew Petzing really is.
Yeah.
Like you could tell last year he was like, man, I had to play with the cards that I'm dealt with. And even last year, we've seen some flashes out of some players that we wouldn't have really expected to see, like Michael Wilson, for example. I think he's actually a good receiver, but, Drew Petzing was a big factor in that. We saw Trey McBride take huge leaps forward. And now when Drew Petzing is in this new system and he's working with ball knowers, like the guys that have been playing the sport, Because that's what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes talk about all the time. Everyone that's on their coaching staff has the experience and has the ball knowledge. Like, they have the physical experience of actually playing the game. You could tell when Drew Petzing is surrounding himself with these guys how excited he gets, and he can. I felt like he could have talked about J-Mo forever after that. Like,
I see
so many good points there.
I see what you did there. The cards, he was dope, considering he was offense coordinator for the Cardinals last year. Anson, him getting J-Mo to this point where I would just say, to make it simple, like my boy B Side over there at State's Title Agency, is he's just making it simple for J-Mo to be a different wide receiver. He's not predictable. No. That's the thing. He wants him not to be predictable. Right now, it's only a couple routes that he runs.
Well, and I think that we saw that predictability really go low in the second half of the season. You know, losing Amon-Ra St. Brown for those games was really a blessing for the future offense and for the future of J-Mo. And you saw him become very unpredictable because they had to utilize him in so many different ways. And I think once you saw him being able to do that, you have a big confidence moving forward. Now, there's some concerns because of the drops that he had, but I think that some of those drops can be attributed to him finding himself in different situations on the football field from what he really had ever had in his career.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes at Alabama, but for the most part, he's been a 2-3 trick pony here in Detroit. And towards the end of the season, they asked him to do a lot more. He gained the confidence of the old, existing, and new coaching staff by showing what he showed. He's just got to tighten up those catches, keep the hands rocking. But I think now he's going to be so much more comfortable with these new things and unpredictability that he'll be doing. Somebody put in here accidentally, Will.i.am said he's going to go for 2,000 yards. He did take that back and meant that he was saying that about Jahmyr.
Some auto-tune in here?
But listen, 1,300, that 1,300-yard mark that everybody wanted for him last year, I don't know what Tesla is going to be. If he's continues kind of in that really third, fourth role, he might be behind Greg Dortch. If that's the case, Laporta is the only thing that is stopping J-Mo from that 1,300-yard season, because it sounds like your boy is pretty excited to get him going.
Man, there's so much to talk about because I wanted to talk about another comment that Drew Petzing made about the leadership. I like how he's leaning on his leaders. He pointed out Panay. He said, hey, and that's on Panay. First thing he said when he's talking about the wide receiver room, he said St. Brown, the leader of that room. I love that he's pointing on players. He didn't have those players last year when he was with the Cardinals. He didn't have that type of leadership, that type of captaincy. So I like that he's leaning on his players out loud and in the public. Here's a fair question that we should have asked when we first started talking about Jahmyr Gibbs getting the bag, getting paid, now he's back in camp and all the things. Is it fair to say this season is a disappointment if he doesn't go over 2,000 yards from scrimmage?
No.
I wouldn't say so.
All you got to do is win.
Yep.
I mean, now he can't do 1,000 yards combined from scrimmage.
Like, it has to be like a huge drop off in order for it to be like a.
Because he had like 1868 last year, and we said he didn't show up in games. So,
but not if he wins the division.
I didn't say that though.
If he wins the division and people keyed in on him, but other people ate, that's fine.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Fair. I mean,
that just shows how valuable he is if teams are keying on him and he's not able to do anything.
We haven't seen that yet, but yeah, you're right.
Well, we've seen him exploit those. They tried, but they couldn't most of the time.
Yeah,
like a great
less than half the time. Less than half the time, because he's only hit 100 yards combined in less than half the games he's played. That's a stat.
I'm not going to argue against that. Yeah, I know. Numbers don't lie. Eye in the sky don't lie.
Generational means you're over half.
More tugs than games played.
Gordon got real bad. He's like, what about? I like that.
Is you guys going back?
Power stat. But yeah, Gordo all upset. He's like, what about the 99s? I'm like, no. I pushed up the 98s and the 99s.
99, like 90 anything is the worst you can get. I used to absolutely hate when you play a game.
7 catches for 98.
What? You see the game log, and you're like, man, I had a game where I had 99 like 3 games in a row, and I was like,
what the hell?
It was in Cleveland. I'm like,
talk to the side official, bro.
It was tough. Jay, how you feeling over there? I know your guys in there, your guys signed. Drew Petzing is sounding like a winner at the podium. How you feeling over there?
Well, I liked what you just said about leaning on his leadership. Petzing alluded to it. And then when we went back, and you weren't here that day, but we listened to J-Mo sound.
Hey, man, look, I know I missed 2 days. Damn it. Okay. Okay, I know it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I had to go to a wedding.
It's okay, but I'm going to fill you in on what you missed. It was J-Mo at the podium.
Yeah, you know that the day you was out, right? The day you was out. Go ahead.
I mean, you could do it for me yesterday if you wanted to. I mean, I don't mind. But J-Mo was at the podium, and he just seems so much more confident. And people are saying he's leading drills. He is showing what it means, his growth, being a veteran in this league, and that's what I love seeing out of J-Mo. As he's still that happy, amazing person that he was as a rookie with all that laugh. They posted that video of him laughing for 3 minutes straight or 30 seconds straight on their socials the other day. He's still having the best time ever, but he is now leading drills, commanding a presence. And then what I heard from Petzing, he's talking about the little things, all the little details that are going to make J-Mo get to the next level. That's what I love to hear. And if J-Mo is really becoming a leader, blossoming as a route runner, blossoming at the top of his routes, and when he's getting jammed off the line of scrimmage, that is special stuff. We're talking double wide receiver one, best wide receiver duo in the league type stuff. That's what we're talking, because they weren't hearing this. You saw a couple clips out of camp last year for Pickens, but it wasn't like this. This is a ton of really a lot of hype and buy-in to a Jameson Williams breakout. And I think J-Mo went over 1,000 last year, and that's double years of 1,000. But at the same time, he didn't truly break out.
Yeah.
I think everyone was a year early on the breakout. This year seems like it really is the year that he's gonna break out.
Realistically, I think the problem why is because people see 1,000 yards and that's the breakout. For so long in the NFL, for so long in just football period, you get 1,000 yards, that's the marker. I remember telling myself, once I got to 1,000 yards at Michigan, I said, okay, if you get 1,000, you've arrived. It's not necessarily the case. I got 1,000 yards my sophomore year, and I had to be better my junior year. I had to be better my senior year, and the same in the NFL. When you get 1,000, especially now when you're playing 17 games, especially now when they're throwing much more than they used to, 1,000 isn't necessarily hard to get. But it's how does that 1,000 yards look? How do that catch percentage look? How do the routes look? How does the blocking look? How does it look when you're able to move from the A to the B to the Y to the X to the F? When you can move around, that's the true measure of the breakout. And I think when Dan Campbell's talking, when Drew Petzing is talking, they're talking about breakout in the sense of breaking out as a football player. Not a wide receiver, not just a guy that can go down the field. He can have 1,500 yards, but what are you between the ears? This is his year to break out as a football player. Become a master route runner. Become a master at catching the ball. Become a master at being where you're supposed to be. That's the breakout for J-Mo this year, is a football player, not just wide receiver.
And Justin, to go back to that clip that we played earlier on the week, J-Mo sounds and has the presence of a mature football player.
Yeah.
Just 2 years ago, we were worried about his offseason getting into trouble and stuff.
So we were worried about him during the season.
And then we saw a whole clean season out of him. We saw him grow as a football player. The man that we saw behind the mic in Allen Park this past week just seems like a man now. And he speaks with a different presence now. And I think that it's all coming together. I love the changing of the leadership guard. And they talked about that. Getting back to 22, you had these guys that were kind of still in the prime of their game, ready to be the leaders. They're gone. Now you've got these guys that they drafted and brought in to be theirs, extended to be theirs. Now these guys are right there and have that opportunity. It's their team, and it does look different now. It feels different. It kind of feels hungry again. And I think that they got away from that. They got a little bit complacent. I don't think we're going to see complacent play from the Lions. I know a B-lad over here talking about, the Saints going to push us. The Saints going to push us. I called the loss last year. I called the loss last year. No, listen, they came after me. I've been after B-lad's ass all week. Yeah. I love them. But for sure, when I look at that, man, it feels like last year, because you got the new stuff and you're looking at that new offensive line. But I think this team's coming in pissed off and focused and not thinking, hey, we're 15-2. It's going to happen. They aren't taking anything for granted, and I think the Aints are paying the price.
The reason why they're not thinking like that because they weren't 15-2 last year. They were 9-8, and I think you're absolutely right. Remember what Dan said last week as well. He said, "I want us to get back to 2021."
Yeah,
that's exactly what he said. And you listen to that, you're like, back to 2021. You guys were 3-13-1. He ain't talking about the record. He's talking about that hunger. He's talking about that buy-in. He's talking about that before practice, during practice, after practice, watching film, all the details, all the small things. Nothing else matters except for winning football. That's what he was talking about, and that's what you're talking about. Yeah. You're getting back to that hunger, B-Lad.
First off,
serve him up.
We're not just gonna walk past this like it was nothing. Riley came into the
Shook.
office.
Tell him about Shook.
It was like, I think the Saints are gonna go 10-7 this year. I said, okay, no. They're not gonna go 10-7. I said they're gonna be a team that could spoil another person's season, but maybe 7-8 wins.
Okay,
that's what I said. But I also said for week 1 should be a statement game. We should just absolutely murder these guys. Like we're the Detroit Lions. We've seen us do this before. But I also said I wouldn't be surprised since they're a team with nothing to lose, and usually teams with nothing to lose are always traps or like they just do some weird stuff, and you know how that goes. We were at that point at one point. Like I brought up the case in 2021 when we played the Rams and we were going for it on 4th down every play, running fake punts here left and right, and it's like we had them in their own whirlwind for a little bit there, and obviously they pulled away at the end. But that's what I'm getting at. Is like I wouldn't be surprised if the Saints are going to pull some weird stuff out. So we'll just walk past that. I do think the Lions are going to win. Come on, but
that's true. There are definitely some games that people, some teams, whatever, they can come in, catch you off guard. The Detroit Lions, game 1, coming off of 9-8 season where you did not make the playoffs and everything is up, and everything is on deck. That can't be a game where you play around. So I absolutely agree with the notion. That should be a whoop-ass game.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't want to hear anything about we just want to win and we want to look good. Kellen Moore is a pretty good offensive coordinator. The hell with that. Like, that should be a statement game for the Detroit, especially considering what game 1 last year looked like, Justin.
No cap.
Absolutely. And so, Bray, I actually have these 2 recordings of JMO talking that I'd love to get your reaction to, because I want you to speak on his confidence and how it seems like he is filling into his role as a vet way better than before.
Let's do it.
You said you wanted to be considered one of the top receivers in the game. You have had back-to-back 1,000-yard season. What is it going to take in your mind to be kind of one of those guys that you think are the 10 best receivers?
More of that, a lot more of that. I just got, like I said, got to keep stacking. Keep getting better every day. I can't worry about what everybody else got going on. It's just focusing on me and my team.
From a confidence standpoint, how much did last season help you? I mean, because again, first half of the season, they were getting as many targets, but then, Dan takes over and you start, really coming through when they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And how much did that really kind of, the whole season and how it played out, kind of really help you from a confidence?
I just had to stay down and stay focused. Like you said, it was games where I had 0 catches, 0 targets, but that don't be on my mind. After the day, I'd be past that because, we most likely got to win that game. So, can't be mad over it too long. But I just stayed down and stayed focused. I knew my time was going to come, and I knew, what I was going to do when my time come, because when my time come, it's like the ball is in my hands, and I know how to control it. So, it really wasn't that hard. I just got to stay down and stay focused. It's same thing I've been doing my whole life. I feel like I've grown a lot, just with age and, grown with the game, matured a lot. It's just part of the game, though, I would say. Day by day, I've been trying to get better. Like I said, stack days. I just want to work my way to and my ending goal being a top receiver.
We've seen you make a lot of hands.
Control what you can control.
Yes.
Control what
mature
you
young man
can
right there.
Control. This is growth.
Yeah.
This is maturity.
Yep.
And this is the next evolution
100.
for that young man, J-Mo, a.k.a. Waymo. When you see him at that podium, not the podium, but you see him get interviewed, you notice the stillness.
Yes.
Remember J-Mo?
The presence.
Not even
all over, man.
In the beginning, he's
ball.
here, he's
Yes.
here, he's there, he's
everywhere.
everywhere. He's almost like Will Ferrell until I don't know what to do with my hands. I'm like, now when you see him, he's still. He's answering the questions. He's talking about the team. He's talking about him. He talked about himself, not in a arrogant like. He talked about himself in terms of focusing on myself, getting better, controlling what I control, stacking days and the team. This is a different mentality for this young man. This is a different mentality for this ball player. This is feeding into what Dan Campbell was talking about. This is feeding into the excitement that Drew Petzing is seeing. Like, this guy did breakout. This is going to be a breakout year. And if you can't see that, then you don't know ball or body language.
Well, and that's the thing is you can know ball, but if you don't know body language and you don't know humans, you can just see the speed and the hands and the jumping and the things that he does on the field. But there's so much more to your breakout than just talent and ability. So much is between here. Whether you're golfing, whether you're playing football, whatever it is, it's so much between here. Getting past that ultimate tipping point of being a great player to being a generational player is all between the ears. And what you're seeing, I love that you brought that up. Like, he's not dancing around. Yeah. His hands aren't raising up. The presence, and we talked about it earlier in the week, the presence is so strong in those videos that when you get a little older and you start to understand body language and humans type of stuff like you're talking about, that's really got me more excited than anything that I'm going to see in a preseason game.
Last question. I know we're about to get ready to go to break. You guys have been outstanding. Appreciate you joining the show today, man. This has been a fun show, and we're still rocking and rolling, still getting it going. Just got into hour 2, if you will. What's Jared Goff? What's he doing right now at night?
Should we call Stick?
Like, what is Jared Goff doing at night when he's looking at what this team is throughout the day, how his players have matured, gotten Jahmy under contract. Jamison Williams looks like the next evolution of himself. And you know what, St. Brown, like, you know how quiet he is? Because he's pissed. St. Brown's still an All-Pro last year. Yeah. St. Brown is still the guy that's top 4, top 5, wherever you want to place him. He's still one of the best players in this football league. But by his standards, last year wasn't good enough.
No.
Like, I can only imagine the work that was put in by St. Brown this offseason, and I can only imagine what it looks like at camp right now. I feel bad for that secondary, the Detroit Lions, because I know they're getting their ass kicked. I know they're getting cooked from day to day.
There was a clip of him mossing Nick Whiteside.
See? 100%.
Absolutely.
I got to have it. I got to have it. I got to have it. All right, look,
man.
I got to get a break. The energy is up. I got to calm myself down.
Football.
Why don't you tell me about Icon Auto Repair? Braylon, yes, Braylon, I will do that.
Tell him, B.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
You know what? Here it is. If you have been in an accident or in a collision, your vehicle needs repairs, make sure you trust the team here at Icon Auto Repair and Collision. They are a great squad. They are great people. And also, they do things that not a lot of people do. They offer free car loaners, and they even offer to pay your deductible, and that's not something everybody does, but they want to make themselves the one-stop shop. You get into an accident, you get into a situation, call 586-404-ICON. Let them be the icon that you can depend on.
And let me tell you about Supreme Lending. Our friends Chad and Chris are fantastic. They want to hear from you. It is home buying season. Maybe you think of refinancing or getting into that very first home. Call them early in the process. I've told you so many times. It's so crucial that you do so they can walk you from point A to close and get you in the best form possible for the best loan program possible. Maybe you like that 0% down payment. Sounds pretty darn good there. Or you can mention Woodward Sports sent you, and for sure we're going to save you up to $500 off of your home appraisal. So give them a call today. They're Chad and Chris, and they're waiting for your call at Supreme Lending.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
Experience summer in Detroit with pro soccer at Keyworth Stadium. Every Detroit City FC match brings a new reason to show up early and stay late. Tickets available now at deadcityfc.com.
building a whole combat sports enterprise in the heart of it in Detroit, and that's what I think is the coolest.
I think with opportunity, right? Like you said, maybe you like to punch people in the face for real, and you know, you want to be a boxer, and you have an option there. Maybe you don't like getting punched in the face, and you want to make, you know, you like the theatricals and the storylines, and so you have an avenue here. Maybe you start at one and then want to change to the other. I don't care. I just want you in the building and know that you have some place to go to explore that. Just having the ability to, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it to the best of your ability? And, you know, it all starts with the kids.
Art and Jake's is the place to be as my earphone is upside down. There we go. Football is back. And there's no better place to get ready than the gridiron than Art and Jake's Sports Bar and Grill. Join us live from Art and Jake's Washington Township tonight. That is tonight. Thursday, 5 to 7. The heavyweights will be up there, but they will be doing the Lions Camp special. We'll be breaking down everything happening at camp, talking roster battles, making season predictions, all the things that we're talking about right now. Talking about Jahmy, talking about Petzing, talking about Jahmy Gibbs being back at camp and what the Lions will do in 2026. Plus, they're still giving away 2 pair of Tigers tickets. Now, I know the Tigers lost last night, but don't get me wrong. Tigers are still in the hunt. They're still in the fight, so you can go to the game and enjoy yourself, whether you're getting ready for football season or just looking for a great place to spend your Thursday afternoon. We'll see you at Art and Jake's Sports Bar and Grill. Maybe Thursday evening sounds a little bit better. Art and Jake's is a sports bar setting with fine dining flavor.
And how about a state's title?
State's Title Agency, the B-side, saw him yesterday. This is a team that we trust over here. 20-plus years in the game. They understand how to do it. Whether you're buying or refinancing, it doesn't matter. Just come do it with the State's Title Agency. They got what you need. They like to make things simple, convenient. They make the process smooth. It flows. Late night closings, weekend closings. They like to do it all for you and make it simple for all your title needs. Call Mr. Deeds. And we are back. Any super chats and conversations? Because I feel like the chat's got to be excited right now.
I got to talk to them and first thank them.
You go ahead, get that going.
You guys have been amazing today, really showing up. Share the chat or share the stream for us, guys. That's that share button. Get it over to your fantasy football crew. Get it to your work chat.
Send it
whatever.
to our people in Chicago and tell them we're coming.
That's right. And you guys are smashing the like button. What's our next goal here? I think we need about 12 more
Get
here.
to 200.
Let's get us to 150 and then push to 200 for sure. But get those super chats in. We haven't had any in a little bit. I think we're all caught up here. That is correct. So we're waiting for the next one. Help us out. We want to hear from you.
Somebody put in our Woodward Sports group chat, and this was a shout out to Bomber actually. Imagine a Myles Garrett, and Aaron Donald, Vita Vea, and Kobe Turner front four.
No.
Please, Lord.
No, I don't.
Do not let Vita Vea go to the Los Angeles Rams. All right, now more questions, more fun. Justin, you've had something that you prepared for us. Shout out.
Yes, sir. This is some reports coming in from camp today. Stephen Bulk, someone who was at camp, gave a little bit of their thoughts out there. The number one was something that we just talked about the beloved Jameson Williams and how he is poised for a huge breakout as he has been killing it at camp.
I love that. And the first word I wrote down when we were listening to the JMO the piece just now is poised. He seemed poised and he seemed poised as he was getting interviewed. He seemed poised with his responses, and he seemed poised like someone that has been here all off season trying to become a better player than what he was last year. And last year he was a good player. So extremely excited. I love when the reports match the video, they match the comments, it matches the players, it matches the coaches. Sometimes you get conflicting reports. No conflicting reports with Jameson Williams so far this training camp. Everybody and everything is talking about how good he looks in this.
It's like when the face matches the body.
Oh man, you know what? Shout out. Swipe right. Swipe right. It's gonna be a big year. Trust. Like, big years come with trust. When the coaches trust you, when your head man trusts you, and then when your quarterback trusts you. You know, Jared Goff is a guy built on trust. I mean, we've seen that 6 years now in Detroit. Takes him a while to build that trust with players. He has that trust with Jahmy, and I think this year we'll see it expand into some exciting plays.
And I got the trust in the chat. They got us to 150 already, guys. That means 42 minutes for 50 more likes. Make it happen. I know you're in there. We got 443 of you riding strong. If you haven't smashed that like button, smash it now. Make sure you share it out. And again, every single super chat that comes in from last week, this week, today, and tomorrow, we're going to spin that wheel at the end of Friday's show, and this is going home to somebody.
I appreciate you guys, man. Tune up. It's been a fun show. Jay, what else you got for me?
All right, the next quick reaction from training camp today was that Ennis Rakestraw is looking really good.
Who?
Show us.
Who? What would happen if Ennis Rakestraw was half of what the Detroit Lions have told us that he would be lad? Because I'm talking about Brad Holmes has quadrupled down on him. Dan Campbell has quadrupled down on him. Aaron Glenn talked about him before he got up out of here in terms of what he saw out of him, what he could be. A lot of people said Kelvin Shepard last year going into training camp. He talked about Ennis Rakestraw and him being a player this year. What if we were all wrong, and what if it is just he was unfortunate and having some injuries, and this could be a big player for us?
I mean, I actually saw some Twitter feed on him yesterday, or it might have been the day before, of him actually working with Jamison Williams. And I'm pretty sure this was during one-on-ones, but Ennis Rakestraw looked like he had really quick hands. He was physical. J-Mo took an inside release. Rakestraw got his hands on him, but I mean, J-Mo being J-Mo, he ended up winning the rep. But that's that's the first time I've really got to see him in a corner stance, putting hands on, like being physical like this. That's the first time I've really seen Ennis Rakestraw on the field to begin with. And when we initially drafted him, I was very high on him. I saw on some draft boards that had him going in the first round. Yeah. So like when I saw we got him in the second, I was unbelievably hyped. I was also unbelievably hyped that we got Terrion Arnold. I was downtown. I was going crazy in front of all my boys. I'm like, man. But anyway, but no, you're exactly right. Like, we need him. Bro, you've been out for 2 years. We know what you did at Missouri. We need it here. Like I said, it was good to see him, though. It looked like he was twitchy, which is good.
Anson, this would be a hell of a year for Ennis Rakestraw to make Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell right. The other side of it, when you get a chance to practice against J-Mo, who is turning into that wide receiver number one, potentially, and then Amon-Ra St. Brown, and you go against Isaac Tesla, and then Greg Dortch, the type of wide receivers that they get a chance to go against in practice, it can only make you better. Iron sharpens iron, correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to, but reps make you stronger. And we've been searching for this guy, Justin, for quite some time. It's been a while, man. We really have gotten no eyes on him. It's fantastic. Sounds like we found him.
Is that the missing Cardinal?
Yeah, I loved watching Missouri football. One of my pleasures in the SEC.
Said nobody ever.
Hey, that's how big of a nerd I am, bro. I watched back in the day. Shout out Drew Lock. So anyway.
Yeah.
But Micro Mike said in the chat, shout out to him, Lions Today. He's starting to believe Ennis Rakestraw is the one. And so there's a growing sentiment of Lions people, media out there that are starting to believe he was long, he's physical, he's great at putting hands on your body, paws. But I love the athleticism and the tackling ability. He's a lot like Rock Ya-Sin. He's got that same type of build, and so to have a veteran like Rock that he's hopefully learning under, and I love Rakestraw. I literally pray he is a viable starter in this league, because if he is, the secondary looks a lot different in my opinion.
I will say this: in 2024, when we drafted Terrion Arnold and then we followed up with Ennis Rakestraw, you can ask Ryan Romani, you can ask Tom Mazaway, who used to be on the show at the time when we did that. I said Ennis Rakestraw would be better than Terrion Arnold. I believe what Ennis Rakestraw was. Now, Terrion Arnold wasn't necessarily that much, as we see he's no longer here. But Ennis Rakestraw, he had an opportunity to go to Alabama. He chose not to go to Alabama. He chose to go to Missouri instead and be closer to home. He chose to go to school for some other reasons. So, and some of the things he did, and he has a good spirit about him. But on the football field, that's where we need him to be key. So, if he can be that, man, that secondary just may have gotten a boost.
Gives me more confidence, that's for sure. Because I've been down on the defense all season long.
Same.
Yeah.
I didn't turn around. I didn't turn the corner until I heard Devin White was on the team.
Yeah, right.
I was like, somebody say Devin White.
I didn't realize that fans were divided on this guy. I thought nobody just even knew who he was. I thought everybody had forgotten. I mean, looking at the chat, they're going back and forth. You got Aaron to the Stone Man, Don't care what Rake does. Well, and we got some super chats coming in, bouncing that down. Don't care what Rake does in practice until he actually plays meaningful snaps and stays healthy half of the season. It is, sure. David Cadillac, Rakestraw interviews were good. You can tell his past is haunting his thoughts. That's an interesting take.
It could be true.
I mean, you missed 2 years of football. Hell yeah.
Oh, big time. And I know I dealt with it at a way lower level. Like, it's like you getting used to the speed of the game. Like, that's the whole thing, man. Like, it's only one. You can do as many indie drills as you want. But as soon as you start taking snaps in team period and you start facing other guys, like, getting used to the speed of the game is the main thing that can actually, like, affect you mentally as well.
Yeah, realistically, it's a different situation from having a guy that's already played in the league, got injured in the league, and then came here and started and figured out this isn't the Marcus Davenport situation. This isn't another one of those guys that we've had in the past. This is a guy that hasn't gotten a chance to get acclimated to the NFL to even see what the NFL skill is yet. So the fact that he's operating now, I hear you, and I agree. It is practice. It's a long way from the season. But this is a hell of a start as it relates to Ennis Rakestraw and his health and his skill on the field.
And the super chats are coming in about Ennis Rakestraw because the chat.
Read Sideless first.
All right, we'll go Sideless first. Sideless, the $5 super chat. Rake is carrying that bum draft of 2024. On the flip side, the draft was so bad. Yeah. It probably helps us solidify contracts. Ain't no one kidding a second.
If Rakestraw saves that draft out of everybody we took.
I love the comment because
I do too.
I've said since 24, I was like, huh? Like the 24 draft. This was so disappointing. I think disappointing is a fair word. This was disappointing. You come off the 23 season where you go 12-5. You go to you know where you went. We don't have to get back into that. You know where you ended up. Ooh. And then to get in that off season, know that you were this close and you weren't near your best form or your final form for all my Dragon Ball Z heads out there. Like, you didn't go Super Saiyan 4 yet. Like, you were legitimately barely a Super Saiyan. So to be there and have that draft, I just felt like it was lazy, and I feel like they didn't take their time with that. And that's what pissed me off about 2024.
That's fair.
Keon the DJ, Rakestraw was punching the ball out in practice.
He was.
KJ Obey. Having hope for Rakestraw is like having hope for Davenport. They are so split on this guy. It would be so fun if he
50,
ends up being legit.
Yeah. And both are right.
Man.
And both
we got more super chats too.
Both comments are right.
Let's go.
We got 3 more here. Keon the DJ. Rakestraw was too injured to help TA get his stuff back. Blessing in disguise.
Is he talking about his stuff down in Florida? Or is he, I'm sorry.
Michael Weary, $2 super chat. If Rakestraw stays healthy, look out. Who's got it better? 98 with the $4.99 super chat. With the wide receiver core we have, does Goff have a shot at 5K yards or 40 tutties?
I'm glad you asked that question because something that I wanted to say along the lines when I asked about Jared Goff and how excited he is to have this squad and looking to move in a different direction. If the hype is real, let's say it like that. If the hype is real, we haven't even heard from Mike Kafka. We don't even know what they've implemented in offense as it relates to the passing game yet. If the hype is real, if the offensive line is revamped, Jahmyr Gibbs is a better version of himself. Jameson is a better version of himself. Amon-Ra is pissed as hell at the world is a better version of himself. Sam Laporte is healthy this year. Does that put one number 16 in the MVP conversation? Because he's been in it before in the last 3 years. He doesn't stay in it, but he's been in it.
That's where the expectation should be.
I'm with you. Rich Gannon won an MVP with less.
Yeah, I mean, he has everything he needs to accomplish that.
Yeah.
Like, end of story. We've seen Jared Goff. He's been consistent. Like, this guy, people have such a bad notion about Jared Goff. Who would you rather have? Like, literally, there's not many names you can list above Jared Goff, and especially in this system alone. He has all the weapons he needs to reach those goals. No doubt about it.
I tell you like this. I don't want Jared Goff to win MVP just for one reason. And if you know, you know. Can you imagine?
I cannot imagine Stick
if he won MVP? Stick would fly in from the islands of Grenada or the Caribbean, wherever the hell he's at. He will fly in and do every single show.
That's so funny.
He would.
Like if he want, he would be insufferable.
All the more reason I want it to happen.
Do you know how many?
Insufferable.
It would be like all show long. Every tab sidebar would be Jared Goff wins
And it would be
MVP,
deserved.
Jared Goff wins
And
MVP.
I would have
Why
nothing to
Jared
say,
Goff
but it would
won
hate.
MVP?
Well, hey, listen.
Jared Goff's the GOAT.
You guys, all the fans are saying this is the, we even say it in our promo, the year loading for, career year loading for Gibbs. But everybody expects it for J-Mo. Everybody expects Laporta to return to form. Everybody expects St. Brown to have just as good of a year as he's ever had. And those numbers, let me do the math. That's a 5,000-yard, many 40-touchdown type, 50-touchdown type MVP season. If all you guys get everything you want for all the players I just named, guess who goes along with them, whether you like it or not?
It's Jared Goff.
It's damn right.
It is Jared Goff.
And before we go to this break, I got to read this one from Charles Bosniak. I'm going to steal this one for you, Justin, because it is nothing but wonderful praise that we appreciate.
That D-Mac picture gets me every time. This is very funny. I'm sorry. I almost laughed. It's like Stevie.
Charles Bosniak, $2 super chat.
Okay, shout out.
I'm starting to feel like I'm in church. Good show today, guys.
Hallelujah, amen.
He's in here all the time. We appreciate you, Charles, for the support.
Preaching.
Man.
No doubt. Let's pay some bills, though.
This isn't that. Now, if you go to church with me on Sunday, Life Church, my pastor, Alan Tompkins, you really feel like you're in church. Shout out, man. Let's pay some more bills. These bills have to be paid to keep the lights on, man. Why don't you tell me about Mad Packs, Jay?
Let me tell you about Mad Packs. Mad Packs has a diverse line of pre-rolls. They have the Boob Shakalaka, 1.5 grams of infused and live resin, keef-coated pre-rolls, and then the high-low as well, 1.3 grams of the same thing. But the different varieties, they don't canoe, they're very premium. Also, check out their wax collection that they just came out with lately. I had tried the Dank Knight, which is a play on words, obviously, Batman, but and it hits you like Batman would punch you in the face, but in terms of weed. So make sure you tap in with Mad Packs because they are the best in the business. And why don't you tell them about Thrive?
Yes, I can do that. Absolutely. We're all thrived up in the building today. A lot of good things to talk about for the Lions and going into training camp. But most people think energy comes in a 16-ounce can full of sugar. No, not you. It is your time to upgrade with Thrive energy pouches like we did. This isn't your daddy's dip sweet potato can. This is tobacco-free, nicotine-free mental powerhouse packing 300 milligrams of clean, smart caffeine, no jitters, no crash, and absolutely no bloating. Thrive can be found online at dipstop.com. Remember to use promo code WSN for 15% off your entire order and exclusively at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. Thrive, clean energy, zero distractions, and they just work, y'all.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or bust Lions network.
Just Loom here. That's all I'm telling you about for now, because they're going to fill it all up, man, and we want to be your hookup. We want to be your plug. 30% off. That's right. Hit that QR code above my head or head to one of their 40 locations or to loom.com and put in WSN30, or just tell them that. Tell them in person. and they're going to save you that 30% off. Your first 3 trips, you get some free stuff. How much do you love that buzzing, though, Justin? Justin loves him some buzzing, and honestly, we love it here, too. Everything about it. Shout out Freddie Felt in the building. He also loves himself some Loom, guys. But once again, there's 40 locations throughout the state, so I know there's one near you. Go to loom.com, find out where it is, and then stop in and save that 30% off with Loom.
Oh, the show just keeps getting better. Nobody told me my dog was in the building, man. And he bought wifey. Shout out to my boy Freddie
Looks
Felt.
good with the mohawk.
Freddie Felt and Miss Felt, man. You know what time it
Shaving
is.
some ears off with that. Looks good, brother.
I saw the mohawk. I was okay.
Let's go.
It's on brand for tonight. A little Foo Fighters.
100%. That's what we were talking about out there. I didn't even know they were
Freddie
in town.
looking about 31
Ooh, is
today.
Braylon about to make a call?
No. I'm about to hit this golf course.
So am I.
I got to hit this golf course and warm up for you.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
I got to get ready to see what it's talking about. Back to the show. Freddie Felt in the studio, still talking about the Detroit Lions, who made a move today. Signed Jahmyr Gibbs, got him back in the place. Well, they didn't necessarily sign him, but the contract is done. Just waiting for the ink to dry. Excited for you, too. Thank you for joining us today, and you guys have been electric, engaging.
17 away.
17 away from 200? 17 likes away from 200, and it's still only 334.
And then the super chat just comes in.
17. I like that number.
They're crushing
That's
it.
a good number.
And remember, guys, the super chat. I'm just going to show you the whole thing because we haven't really done that yet.
Yeah, you touch that.
It's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, you enjoy touching that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sweatshop apparel,
Actually,
baby. There you go.
Get your hands on that
If
maze.
it's got a Jordan on it, you know the children made it.
Get your hands on that maze.
Started on that.
Some championships.
Get your hands on it.
We're not letting Freddie Felt get in on this, right? Because he'll just win it, right?
So many awards.
Freddie,
over
you're
there.
not allowed in this. I know you. He did donate the last one,
when
man.
you touched it, you go,
No,
I'm just messing with you.
I heard Justin making that noise, but Luke,
Justin
sorry.
got 3 national championships in his time. in
No,
college.
he does not.
He does.
No, he has one as a Bronco. That's it.
But he's a true fan. He's loyal.
Thank you, Braylon. See,
I
feel
he
justified.
he don't get a chip though.
Okay.
Hey, the best wide receiver in the
He
history
just
of
agreed
my
with me.
No,
He just agreed with me.
Listen, I get a +1, so he's my +1.
Yeah, let's
he gets
go.
The chip.
Come on, let's
he gets
go.
the chips.
Yes.
No
Hey,
way.
He gets
let's
the
go.
chips.
Hey.
Nitty gritty $2. Shout out, Freddie. Hope your dad is doing well.
Shout out. That's love. See, that's the thing that I love about the chat. The chat's their own family.
They
And
are.
we're a part of it,
They
but
are.
the chat's their own family. Everybody connects and talks, and that's dope. Shout out.
And you know what's nice is not being a fill-in and actually understanding all the jokes. Shout out Luke Sorry. $5 super chat. Since all Chicago has done is given us Wrigley gum, can we for now on call them the Chicago Juicy Fruits or Spearmints or Winterfresh or the Hammond Catfish? I did make it out to Hammond over the weekend, and we got some cool footage. I don't know when we're going to play it, but you'll see it at some
I
point.
actually like that.
And
That's
we reached
pretty funny.
200 likes, Anson.
Ta-da! There we go. Let's go.
Put
You
him
guys
up.
rock,
You
man.
got to throw him up like
I think they're happy that we signed him.
100%.
I think they are too.
Richard Nixon, yeah. Throw the twos up. Yeah, but as much as I want to say that they did win the World Series, 2017. Was that 2017? Yeah.
Who?
You said Wrigley. The
Cubs.
Oh, the Cubs. Yes.
Yeah, they won 2017.
That team was lit.
So you want to talk about somebody being pissed? Quick deviation, and I know we got to get back to the quick slants because you
All
guys
good,
prepare
man.
for it. So
All
quick
good.
deviation. 2017. This is random. Was it? No, they won in 16. Or did they win in 17?
Ooh.
I think they won in 16.
Yeah, I think
I think it was 16.
Yes, I think you're right with Javier Baez.
It was 16. So look, I go out to Chicago. It's my boy Haroon. Shout out to Haroon. You know who you are. It was his birthday. So me and my boy Jeff, who you met, we go out there, surprise him for his birthday in Chicago. I was supposed to go for 2 days, and I was supposed to come back home. I stayed for like 2 months. Like I stayed out 2 months. They had an extra room. They were my boys, so I stayed out there. I'm trying to figure out what my next move is. I ended up working with another network a year later. The hell with them. But anyway.
Was that ESPN?
Nah, not them. It was anyway. It was the conference I played in. We'll leave
Oh.
it there. So
the BIG.
there you go. And not talking about Notorious.
Notorious.
So we go for 2 days. I stayed for 2 months. and had a blast. Like, fell in love with Chicago on a different level. Like, I was all up and through Hubbard and Michigan Ave, and I was here, I was there, except the South Side. You know what happens down there. Man, I legitimately finally came home. Before one of the best World Series in the last 50 years. That Chicago-Cleveland World Series was epic. It was the battle of the teams that hadn't won in 100 years.
Battle of the South.
And guess who won? I was like, we were living legitimately on Michigan Ave at the Optima. I was so pissed that I said,
you left right before?
I left like the week
yeah.
before. Because I was like, all right, man, I've been here too long. It's time to get back to Michigan. I got to figure out my life. All I've been doing is working out and partying. I said, I got to figure out this life.
You could have worked out and partied for another week.
Yeah, but I wasn't even thinking about it. I wasn't even dialed in until I'm watching on TV. I'm like,
what was I thinking?
Game 7, I'm just like, I cannot believe I'm not. Anyway, so I digress. But yes, it was 2016.
Yep.
B-Lad and Jay. What you guys got for us?
All right, I got 2 more for you, and then B-Lad's going to take over after the next commercial break. So let me hit you with, I have 3 more. 2 of them are about wide receivers, and one of them is about the D-line.
Okay.
So let me hit you with the receivers together, because why not? So the first one is the Tesla concerns are overblown. The second one is that Dortch has been filling in for Khalif without a hitch.
What is the Tesla concerns? Now they're being overblown. What are some of the concerns that came out about him?
People have been saying that he has not been what they have expected the growth to be. He's dropped a few, just stuff like that, just here and there. It hasn't been to the level I think people expected when all we've heard this entire offseason is he's the breakout candidate. Right. He's stepping into wide receiver 3. Them not talking about Dortch, who has been with Petzing. Like, I think that there's a little bit more 3A, 3B situation going on, it seems, from what Petzing was saying.
This is what I would say about the Isaac Tesla situation. Everybody pump your brakes. Pump your brakes as it relates. He is a second-year wide receiver. He is still figuring out, and he's figuring out a situation where last year, every time you heard his name or you saw him, what did you see? You saw some one-hand grab, and so you expect every single time you hear his name or see him, it's going to be a one-hand catch or it's going to be an ESPN spectacular play. Look, ladies and gentlemen, he is here trying to refine his game. He is trying to take it to the next level, while also you got a guy that could be the number 1 wide receiver on this team taking it to the next level. And you got another wide receiver that is the number 1 wide receiver, and he's trying to get even better than that. And you got a tight end coming back that's one of the best tight ends in the league. So there's a lot. Jahmyr Gibbs is now back. There's a lot going on. I feel like the eyes on him are probably just a little extra. Pump your brakes. Calm down. He is year 2. I guarantee you he'll be just fine. As it relates to Dortch filling in for Khalif Raymond, another one of the same things. I think the only thing that I think Dortch I need to see from him is the route running ability. A lot of times when you see the highlights from him, it's giving him the ball in space, it's giving him slants, it's giving him slot plays, giving him bubbles, giving him zero screens, things of that nature, and then letting him cook, letting him work with the ball. Khalif could run routes. And if you don't believe me, ask Jalen Johnson about that. He found out firsthand. So I think they want to see what he could do route running. But in terms of the gadget gizmo plays, if you will, Greg Dortch doesn't like that, but he will fit just fine. So let's pump the brakes on both of those guys.
Yeah, Dortch is better than
Khalif.
He is.
I would say that.
I mean, Ben got his guy back, but Petzing got to bring his guy. Yeah. Dortch, if you don't know yet, you're going to be a big fan of this kid by October.
Big time. You've been on him heavy.
Yeah, I've always been a fan.
Yeah. Facts.
And he wears my number 4.
Yes, sir.
And the last thing, I have 2 things. One is the fact that Amit Hassanin looks like a monster, and Justin Rogers, the Lions beat reporter, said the defender who really caught my eye today was Ahmed Hassanin, who bullied offensive tackle Blake Miller into the pocket. That comes on other reports that I have seen that they have changed the technicality of the position that Ahmed Hassanin has been playing. He's been playing more hand down and being more of a bull rusher in comparison to where they had him last year.
They were high on Ahmed Hassanin last year, and realistically, I thought it was too much considering where he was picked up and considering you didn't have a rush in. I thought this was a guy, they just trying, look, this is our guy. We didn't have a rush in. We didn't have the guy opposite of Hutchins. Now you're going to fit him in here and put all that pressure on him, and then he gets injured. But everyone talked about him throughout the course of last season, too. So there is definitely something to him, and I want to see what that is. I don't know. I don't like the fact that Blake Miller's getting pushed into the pile.
No,
I don't like hearing that. Was kind of like a little undertone in that comment. I don't like hearing that, but once again, he is a rookie. This is a month before the season start, and guys are older. Guys have a little bit of that veteran knowledge, so we'll see what that looks like.
A little something on Tesla, going back a little bit. Shout out Key on the DJ. Been all over the chat today. He's got a super chat coming in as well, but he says Tesla's been smoking people in practice and mossing people. Don't believe the reports.
That makes sense.
Well, that's what he said. He said don't believe. That's what.
That was coming from him.
Yeah, they said the concerns are overblown.
Okay, we love that.
Yeah.
Love that. Key on the DJ. We'll just get to his super chat. You got another one? Another take?
No, that was the last one. So just rip the super chat.
Because he combined them.
Yeah. And $5. Why do folks think the Bears are better? We owned them twice last year. Going to happen again. Lions eat bear kneecaps all day.
Just a fun conversation. And realistically, if you're asking that question, I think it would be the Ben Johnson effect. Like, that's legitimately why people think the Bears are better than the Lions. Ben Johnson was here. The Lions go up. They win 12-5. Then they go 15-2. He leaves. They go 9-8. Yeah, they did lose to him last year, but I think it's the Ben Johnson effect. I think that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
simply put, they lost a lot of guys in the offseason.
I think it's the Caleb Ben effect. I think everybody wants to anoint Caleb as the face of the NFL, including the NFL and all of Chicago, Shy Son. But no, that's what we're looking at. I mean, I don't get it. I really don't.
We're 7-3 against them in the last 5 seasons, and then in the last 10 we are 11-9.
I don't get the catfish. I know Ben's good, and I know we went down, but I look at
still beat them twice last year.
Look at the defenders that they lost. And I know that they supposedly replaced DJ Moore, but DJ Moore was the go-to at the end of games. He won probably 3 games for them alone.
Just wait for Luther Bird.
Yeah, for sure. We'll wait for that schedule.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that they're going to win the NFC North.
They're
going to be a playoff team.
Their defense has some holes as well. Their defense has some holes, just like ours does.
I think they miss the playoffs.
The Bears missed the playoffs?
I think it'll be us and them top.
I do too.
Fighting for it.
I don't think we're going to be fighting for it. I think we're going to.
I do think especially in the beginning of the season, the Bears' turnover rate was bad.
It's 12-5.
Bears are the worst in the division. Don't say.
Bears will be worse.
They're the worst in the division. Packers are better. Vikings are better.
I think the Packers are the worst team in the division.
I think the Packers.
Well, they're battling the Bears. That's for sure.
Packers are my sleeper team.
Same.
Packers just never lose, dude. They're always good. It's a great franchise.
Yeah, it is.
The Packers are one of those teams that, like, if you're in this division, you just want to suck, and
they never do.
I won't say never.
They're like 8-9 when they suck.
Rare, exactly. It's like rarely. I think
but that was the bottom of the division this year.
Yeah, but it's not going to be the same this year. I promise you that.
You don't think that?
No.
What do you think the worst record in the NFC North will be?
I don't know which team.
7-10.
But nah, I think 8. 8-9.
That's what I just said. You just said no to that.
No, I wasn't. You said what's the worst record?
Yeah,
I said or team. I didn't know. My bad. Yeah, 8-9.
Okay.
8-9.
We're on the same page then.
This division is back in a sense.
It's black and blue, man.
I think you have 3 double digits.
Yes, sir.
I think you have 3 double digits
all day.
I think the Vikings are going to be because, I mean, as of right now, the only thing that's holding them back is quarterback, and they still don't have a GM. I mean, that doesn't really matter, but.
So people just really aren't sold on Kyler Murray. Like he ruined it for himself in Arizona.
I'm pretty high on Kyler Murray.
I'm not yet.
I'm not high.
I'm not yet.
I'm not high, but I'm definitely to the point where you tell me that team last year and the team they had, the quarterbacks they had, they won 9 games.
Yep.
Like they won 9 games, and you can't tell me Kyler Murray is a much better quarterback than both of those guys.
That's why there's no reason for me to believe that they can't go 12-5.
And that's logistically understandable. I don't think they're going 12-5, but logistically, I see no world.
You could hold that to an
expectation. No world do they lose more than 7 games this coming season.
No doubt.
Like no world.
All right.
And the Packers, no world they lose more than 6.
These poor Bear fans just don't understand what's coming.
I don't know. I think Green Bay is definitely going to be a lot better than people think, because for a while they were like, oh, they're the most overrated team always. Like they're always like they run, and I even was kind of guilty of saying that at one point, especially watching some of their offensive struggles. They looked really slow at times. but they're fully healthy but now. Besides Josh Jacobs, he's dealing with that whole bit. But it always doesn't really matter
They got 4 wide receivers
Yeah,
now.
exactly right. Like and whoever they really have at running back should be fine. Their O-line's good enough.
People just don't like Jordan Love.
I know. People don't. Well,
People don't like
it's
the
weird.
quarterback.
I don't like their
Half
offensive line.
of them like him, and half of them don't like Matt LaFleur, or it's the opposite.
Like I like LaFleur and hate Love, or I like Love and hate LaFleur.
Correct.
But no one likes both.
I
no
hate
in
both
between.
of them.
Yeah,
Can I
okay.
just hate? I hate both of them, but I can respect them and how good they are. Like
I
mean,
can
if you
definitely
give Jordan Love a
respect
clean
LaFleur.
pocket, we've seen what he can do. He can rip any team in the face of the earth to shreds. But I just don't think his offensive line is going to be up to that standard this year, where he's going to be able to sit back there stress-free. Like they lost 2 of their starters this past season.
Just a fan. Freddie looking like a bouncer scanning the crowd.
He waiting for all the smoke.
Yeah, that's for the rest of chat fan that keeps coming after me. Freddie's right here. He's got my back.
I definitely like with LaFleur.
None of that.
I don't like who exposed it. Oh, it was Ben Johnson. Like I don't like the LaFleur, McVay, Shanahan. Like that little grouping now. Like I don't mind like having trees. And everybody had a tree back in the day. Like this isn't new. Eric Coryell is back in the day. Who was it? Oh my God, San Francisco. Bill Walsh. Like everybody has trees, if you will. But theirs seems a little bit more like
lame
and negative, like frat boys.
Yes.
Like theirs seems like frat boys.
No.
And that's why. It's like frat boys and that kind of
haziness.
Exactly. So, I mean, I'm in a frat, but like act like that.
They can't wait for the hazing party.
Also, too, it was the
Michael
flag.
Parsons.
It was the flag deal for me. Remember the flag with Matt LaFleur in Detroit? That was the first time I saw that. Like he was in it. Like the Lions were in his head. The conference was in his head. Like he was over his head.
Didn't somebody get banned for that?
Yeah, like the guy holding the flag. It was a lot. All right,
Lame.
look. Quick commercial break, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap up the show. Tell me a little bit about Thrive Sweet Potato Camp.
We're going to Amnesia,
Oh, yeah,
and somebody's so excited to do it.
Oh, look at him. He's getting ready over there. Let me set him up. He's over
up,
there.
Wayne.
Getting ready.
It's been a
Here we
few
go.
days
And he's back.
for the people to
And he's
get
back.
the actual read. So as you can see, I'm enjoying my Amnesia myself. 2 flavors, 1 device, 3 ways to enjoy it. Sativa, hybrid, indica, all for you from Amnesia. They have them at most local dispensaries around the great state of Michigan. Also tap in with their glass tip joints. They are elite. Anson, give me that. I need a double hit because the read is so good. You need a double hit. So make sure you tap in with Amnesia today, just like I am.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
You're building a whole combat sports enterprise in the heart of it in Detroit, and that's what I think is the coolest.
I think with opportunity, right? Like you said, maybe you like to punch people in the face for real, and you want to be a boxer, and you have an option there. Maybe you don't like get punched in the face, and you want to make, you like the theatricals and the storylines, and so you have an avenue here. Maybe you start at one and then want to change to the other. I don't care. I just want you in the building and know that you have some place to go to explore that. Just having the ability to, what do you want to do and how do you want to do it to the best of your ability? And, it all starts with the kids.
Finally, life-enhancing LASIK surgery at a price you can afford. Michigan's most experienced eye surgeon, Dr. Yaldo, is offering the most advanced LASIK at just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Imagine not just being free from contacts and glasses, but actually seeing better without them. This limited 2026 spring offer is thousands less than others charge. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for your free evaluation and save.
You about the Massage Chair House. If you are looking to upgrade your relaxation game, check in with the Massage Chair House and Dr. Eric Duncan, the wellness doc, on his YouTube channel. The largest massage chair showroom in the great state of Michigan is right near the studio in Bluefield Hills on Woodward and Long Lake. So make sure you tap in today and upgrade your relaxation with Massage Chair House. And a cheaper way to upgrade your relaxation game is a Royal Jester. They also have the Royal Junior Jesters, which come in a nice, neat pack of 0.7 grams that, build up to, what do you know, 1/8. So make sure you tap in with them. They're Keef-coated, live resin infused, smoke well. They're the OGs in the game. So if you want to smoke like royalty, smoke with Gold Crown today.
217 likes in the chat. Can we hit 250? Can you guys get it to 250? Everybody that hasn't hit that like button.
33 in 7 minutes would be insane.
217
217 is insane.
It is.
Appreciate you guys.
It is.
Also, shout out to, let's just throw Joey out there. Let's say Joey, I think it's him. I don't know if it's him. The bathroom is clean. It's fully stocked with toilet paper. It smells good. Anson probably had to do it probably had to do with Anson for sure because
it was gross.
Look, I love my crew. I love my team, but this is definitely sometimes in the bathroom area a bit of a frat house.
Only downgrade from Birmingham.
100%. Like today, I walked in. I was pleasantly surprised. Okay,
hey.
I see it in here. And then I went to women's restroom just for reference to check and see what it looks like. You can tell that there's only like 2 or 3 women that are in this building. It's like it's a men-dominated building. Because I think we have 2 that work here. It's 2 and then I think they have 2 or 3 over there at the law office.
I think they got like a couch in there and like
they might have their own bathroom.
Nice little lamp and stuff.
Yeah, but it's so shout out. Like when you go use the bathroom, it was a pleasant surprise. Appreciate
Shout out
that.
to the chat. Keep them coming, man. Hit that 250 for us before the end of the show.
B-Lad, quick slants, go.
The quickest quick slants of all time, Braylon. I'm going to bring up 2 of them here. Here's one of them. This is Aaron Donald.
Bears wins again.
Fully padded up in L.A. What do we expect of this? Do we think they pair him up with Vita Vea? And this is another thing, too. This might be a team, let's say the Lions, everything goes right for them this season, that we have to face in the playoffs.
First of all, we know we're going to face the Los Angeles Rams in the playoffs.
Yep.
Ever since the trade, these 2 teams have been linked at the hip. Like you said, the 2021, they played each other in Dan's first year as a head coach. Yep. They played in the playoffs. They played in the first game of the season after the playoffs. They played last year. It is always smoke with Jared and Matt, Dan and Sean. We're going to see them at some point this year, and hopefully it's in the NFC Championship.
Invisible string theory.
But Vita Vea, this is why the Eagles did what they used to do, and this is why the Rams did what they did the year they won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I'm going to get this player so other people don't get him. Don't be surprised if Vita Vea signs with the Los Angeles Rams because they do have money to pay him too.
Absolutely right. And here's another team that the Lions actually could be facing maybe in the playoffs as well. This is rookie Caleb Downs, absolutely dominating in camp. Reports are coming out and saying, and me and you, as soon as he got drafted, we're like, look out.
Is that Turpin?
He is out here running, blitzing he's blitzing the A gap. He's strapping that CeeDee Lamb. Like he's out here absolutely, and like the reports are saying that he's looking NFL ready. Like he was the most NFL ready rookie they've ever seen in Cowboys' last couple years. Me and you hit on it as soon as they drafted him.
Defensive player of the year.
Yeah,
rookie defensive player of the year. As soon as they drafted him, you and I, you're absolutely correct. Like I don't know why people pass on him.
I don't know.
Like, I don't understand.
What did you need to see that wasn't on his film?
Correct. I don't understand. I do not understand it. He is going to be a player
in college football by far.
100%. And realistically, that Cowboys team that I keep trying to tell you about, they're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem.
That was another one of the sleeper teams that I was thinking about, no doubt about it.
And they finished, last in that division, so it helps out?
Right.
Or they finished...
It's third, I believe, because the Commanders... Or no, the Giants.
They finished last... the Giants...
Was it the Giants?
That division's always wonky.
They were definitely...
They're third or fourth, regardless.
Correct.
Finishing that place.
Or no, they actually might have been second last year because the Commanders were pretty bad last year, too. They didn't have JD5.
Who cares?
Who cares? They are going to be nice. I know Caleb Downs, me and you hit on him, he's going to be a problem.
When you see a rookie going after vets, and hear me out, not just vets. You're talking about all pro vets.
Top 5.
You're talking about top 5 vets. You're talking about people that get paid out the wazoo, talking about CeeDee Lamb. When they go after their own team like that, that means he's established that I don't have any boundaries. My job is to be the best player that I can be. That's dangerous. He is going to be a player.
No doubt about it. I'm excited. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. NFL is here, baby. Let's go.
It's chomping at the bit. Every year around this time, I feel like the hairs on my neck start to stand up.
It's like a revival.
Goosebumps. You know, like I start to remember the moments, remember the places, remember like This is a special time of year, man.
No doubt about it. I'm fresh out of camp. I see all my boys going back to camp right now. I know that feeling. This is the first year in 5 years I haven't had it. So
you're not fresh out of slants, are you?
No, I got more slants. The route tree, I might come up with some digs, some posts. You never know. Some zigs, spots.
Do you have any more quick slants for this second?
No. Actually, yeah, we can. Well, we can. Yeah, we have one. I was gonna save it. I was gonna save it because I know Justin has Red Wings.
You
but
can do
yeah,
one more.
yeah.
You can do one
So
more.
reports are coming out saying that Caleb Williams is dominantly favoring Colson Loveland and Luther Burden. There was a question out there because obviously team in our division that Rome Odunze is kind of went ghost this camp so far. Like he's not getting the targets that he did last year.
I'm gonna be quiet and let Anson answer that because Anson has talked about this for a very long time.
He's hurt, and it's very clear. I think he's a much better receiver than Luther Burden. But what we watched at the end of that season last year and into the playoffs, Colson Loveland is unequivocally the number one. There is absolutely nobody there that's stealing his shine right now. In fact, me and Bomber, we will be bringing back Fantasy Jerks. We'll be jerking next week. But we talked about it. Roma Dunze's been 15 to 20 spots selected on average lower than Luther Burden. And that was months ago. So we're seeing it manifest in reality in camp right now. Temper your expectation, Rome owners.
Are we doing a Woodward Sports Fantasy Hughes deal this year?
Yeah, we'll do it. Yes, we will do another league.
Tom Maz won last year.
Maz and I in the finals.
There's
the young ones thought they'd be there, but experience always wins out, Braylon.
I told you my team was butt the whole season.
There's a chance that we might do.
You were in it till the semis, right?
Until my team turned into my team.
There is a chance that we will be doing 2 owners per team, right? Just to make it a little interesting.
Oh, I actually like that.
If you need that help.
Well, I think it makes it more interesting dynamic.
It does. I'm in a co-own league.
Sucks,
I own a team with a buddy of mine.
Yeah,
it's
it's
work
supposed
league.
to, but I think
sucks,
it's funny.
doesn't it?
No, we actually won the championship 2 years in a row. Made the playoffs every year except last year. This is year 5.
I like how you did that. He's like, we won 2 years in a row, but then you didn't make it last year. When you first said you won 2 years in a row, it seemed like you were like,
it was. We had Malik Neighbors, Lamar Jackson.
Our
Our whole team was IR.
That'll happen.
That's what I had Lamar Jackson last year.
Yeah, I had Neighbors. Terrible.
Couple super chats to get out of the way before Justin finishes up for us here.
Let's go.
Charles Bosnack. Nice is the North the toughest division, period?
Us in the West.
Us in the West, but then
AFC,
the 49ers are falling off with the
we're black
injuries
and blue
and the
division.
Cardinals, so it's
AFC
starting
West,
to look like the NFC.
AFC West.
Oh, I thought you were talking about just the NFC.
I think he meant the NFL, but
oh yeah, AFC West is gonna be a monster.
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it.
And then J. Rod Sayers throwing one last request or possibility recruiting call to the legend to my right. Last minute note here, guys. Have a great day, fellas. Last day for softball is tomorrow. Playing for the ship.
Okay, where and when?
There you go.
Where,
J-Rod, I gave you your moment. He's asking for some info.
Where and when?
Drop it in the chat right here. I'll finish the super chat. You got just enough time to get another one in here. Playing for the ship. Semis at 6:10. Win and go to the finals at 7:20. I'll see if he's followed up here. I'll get out of just the fan funded.
Yeah, let me know because I have time.
There you go. And you, J-Rod, you got my information, so hit me up and I'll get it over to him. Maybe we can get some awesome footage of you putting one over the fence for a ship.
You know what was
That'd be
awesome?
dope.
Was this show today. This show was an awesome
Yes,
show,
sir.
and it was made by you guys. We appreciate
Chat,
you,
baby.
man.
We
Chat,
appreciate y'all.
give yourself a round of applause. It's a hell of a show by you. Everybody that put in on the show. Freddie felt good to see you in the studio. Riley as well as B-Lat and Swoopy Potato Can. Appreciate all the work behind the scenes. Justin Satawa, my right hand, you did a hell of a job. Good to have you back. And then Anson, as always, the most underrated man at this place. Appreciate you. We'll see you guys tomorrow with more Detroit Lions and Detroit Sports. Have a good time.
Jahmyr Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant